come. I ain't going nowhere, so you better run. I'm a giant, and I never fall. The biggest in the game, I want it all. I'm a giant, like a riot. I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. I'm a giant, the biggest in the game. I'm a giant, I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. Ha. And I never fall, no, and I want it all.
Black pants, blonde hair, and twice the number of players mean one thing in Southlake, and that is playoff time at Dragon Stadium, where the Dragons start their quest for a 9th state football championship. The by-district opponent tonight, the Boswell Pioneers from District 36A out of Fort Worth. You see head coach Riley Dodge, quarterback Graham Knowles getting set for this one. Hi there, welcome into the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, our statistician Brandy Davidson, producer Bill Webb, and director Tim Polster on hand tonight. Carroll closed out the regular season with a bounce-back win over Fossil Ridge last Friday and heads into the postseason with a 9-1 record. Robert, what'd you like about the way the Dragons responded to their lone loss of the season in last week's win?
Well, I don't think you could have responded any better last week, Chris. I mean, tremendous effort on both sides of the ball. They got back to what their identity is. 23 first downs, 270 yards plus rushing, 2 INTs, a sack, a block punt for a touchdown that we haven't seen all year. You know, I think execution overall was just great.
On the other side, it's a Boswell team that won its last 3 regular season games, and head coach Wes Weaver says the team knew it likely had to win all 3 of those games to get into the playoff, and it did so by the narrowest of margins, coming away as the victors in a 3-way tiebreaker based off positive points in head-to-head matchups. We can break that down a little bit more in a little bit. But how does Robert essentially playing 3 must-win games the final 3 weeks of the regular season prepare a team for the playoffs?
Well, I think it shows the character of this Pioneer squad, honestly, Chris. When your back is against the wall and you have no other option but to fight your way out, you develop your own identity. You know, beating Crowley is a big confidence booster for this Pioneer team.
Now, those last 3 wins came over Weatherford, Crowley, and Chisholm Trail. That helped the Pioneers get into the playoffs as the 4th team out of 3-6A. And this is a Carroll team with a lot of experience, but for some of the players who haven't been starters before this year, how does that change your mindset being a key contributor on a playoff team versus being on the roster but maybe not necessarily being on the field a ton?
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty easy. It's win or go home. I mean, the good thing is majority of these guys have been on the sideline, you know, even during playoffs over the past few years, and they've been in the locker room. They've had the practice. You feel the intensity, and you also have the excitement. You know, many of these guys have been waiting for this for the whole career tonight. You know, this is honestly, Chris, Friday Night Lights at its best.
How much does bringing up so many of the JV and freshman players help prepare guys for future seasons?
Well, I think if you can get as much experience like you do in anything in life, Chris, you know, being around that, just that culture or that environment in the playoffs, you know, helps you for the next years to come. You learn from these veteran players. It's the same reason why if, you know, a team drafts a quarterback in the NFL and he sits behind a long-term veteran, you see what it's like. You see the mentality. You know, you see the expectations.
It's Patrick Mahomes sitting behind Alex Smith is what you're saying.
Sure, yeah.
So we are not on camera tonight, but for those of you watching at home, Robert has dyed his beard blonde in unity with the players on the field for the postseason.
I sure have. It was a tough experience. It took 3 times to dye my luscious locks. My wife did a tremendous job helping me last night. I didn't go on top of the head, but the beard is blonde. And everyone out there, we're trying to convince Chris to do this as well. So feel free to chime in and let us know your thoughts if you can.
So you played for the Dragons in the late 90s. Do you have any favorite playoff memories that stick out to you?
Gosh, it's hard to pinpoint one memory. Obviously the black pants, the town, the crowd, the atmosphere. There's a lot of things that go into the playoffs. I would say two memories stick out to me the most is, number one, my first playoff game as a sophomore versus Dallas Lincoln. We played in the Cotton Bowl. That was an incredible experience. It was a bright-eyed young guy, didn't know what to expect. Then I think above all was 1998. We played Stephenville in the semifinals at Old Texas Stadium in front of probably 50,000 plus. We lost in a nail biter, a heartbreaker at the very end. And it's probably a game I still can't watch to this day, and I'm 41. So it's the playoffs are special, Chris. It's just, it brings back a lot of memories, a lot of excitement. And I tell you what, that's what makes it so special for any athlete going through a playoff experience.
And, yeah, we have a lot of new shiny venues around DFW these days that host a lot of the playoff games, but playing at historic venues like the Cotton Bowl and the original Texas Stadium is pretty cool.
It is. It really is, and I'll leave it with that. But, when we got to play in Texas Stadium, I might get in trouble for it now, but we stayed in the locker rooms.
Stadium's not there anymore. You're fine.
I know, but I'm worried that Jerry's going to come down and say, you stole that from me. But I was a center in high school, and I picked Mark Setmosky's locker, and I stole his nameplate. I'm sorry, Mark, if you're looking for that next week. I was the one who stole it.
Well, now that Robert has incriminated himself, we'll go to break. Coming up on the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show, we'll hear from Carroll head coach Riley Dodge, preview the rest of the 6A Division II Region 1 bracket, and get you the starting lineups. But first, we break down each team on both sides of the ball. That's next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Southlake. Carroll Dragons' biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. The Carroll Dragons are consistent winners on the field, and so too is Tommy Pennington Realty Group. We're one of the biggest Dragon supporters year in and year out, and we certainly know what it means to protect the tradition. Every person in our company understands the value of integrity and strong work ethic. Sound familiar? Just like the Dragons, we're committed to you. So remember, when it comes time to buy or sell a new home, my Dragons would tell you,
call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
Hi Dragon fans, Mike Mills here. Imagine you're sitting in traffic on Friday afternoon just trying to make it to the Dragon kickoff. You change lanes to get ahead, only to find the lane you left speeds up right where you left off. Sometimes in investing is a lot like changing lanes in traffic. A new investment will look really good for a short while, but by the time you get on board, it loses its steam, and the best thing you could have done was just stick with your original plan. For over 25 years, we've been helping Dragon families achieve their financial goals. We can help you as well. Check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com. Go Dragons.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building, attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Where do Dragons go for sports equipment, footwear, branded gear, and much more? Not Just Soccer is Southlake's only full-service sporting goods dealer and offers an old-school shopping experience with quality products and service. From helmets to cleats and much more, Not Just Soccer carries products for football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and other sports, and are proud supporters of Dragon Youth football and baseball. Our store is in the heart of Southlake at Byron Nelson in 1709. Stop by soon and see our great selection. That's Not Just Soccer in Southlake.
The Boswell Pioneers warming up here at Dragon Stadium. The Dragons have retreated to the locker room until kickoff. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton with you as we continue on the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show. And let's start by talking the Carroll offense against this Boswell defense. And going back to last week's game against Fossil Ridge, Robert, we don't have stats at the high school level for yards after contact, but it sure seemed like Davis Penn and Riley Wormley racked up a bunch of them last week. What'd you see from those two backs?
Well, they did. And before I get into those dynamic players, I have to salute the Carroll O-line.
Of course.
They came off with an authority. They dominated the line of scrimmage last week. Kudos to them on the response as well. Honestly, as I call him, the two-headed dragon, essentially, the development of Davis Penn, hitting 1,000 yards as a sophomore is a testament to him as a player, how he's developed over the year. And then, Riley Wormley, he was kind of late to the start of the year, but you truly saw his vision start to develop last week, trusting the run scheme, being patient, finding the right read, and then exploding through contact. These yards per carry are pretty eye-opening for these two backs.
And they'll be running against a Boswell defense that has struggled against the run this year. The Dragons on offense have averaged more than 248 rushing yards per game on the season. The Boswell defense has allowed 210, and that is highlighted by some big rushing performances over the course of the season. 288 last week to Chisholm Trail. Crowley ran for 194. North Crowley put up 360. Lake Ridge early in the year put up 317. So this is a defense that can be run on. Do you expect the Dragons to attack on the ground to start?
Yeah, I think it's great news for the Dragons offense. I mean, Boswell has to be careful. Their identity is this three-man front. And it's tough when you play a run-first team as Southlake is, which a lot of people don't expect them to be. You've got to get more people in the box, and you have to get more down linemen, in my opinion. And so, for the Carroll offense, I think it's a great way to start the game and really get that line of scrimmage going and get those backs out and running.
In the passing game for the Dragons, quarterback Graham Knowles, yes, the running game has been dominant, but just a couple of touchdowns, 4 interceptions over the last 3 weeks. What do you need to see from Graham as the playoffs get started and move into the later rounds?
Well, Graham is so talented. I really don't think you have to change much. You've got to manage the game, you've got to make the right reads, and you've got to be that field general. And he's done that all year. Playoffs can bring out another side and elevate your game. And I expect a player like Graham, that's going to do it. This atmosphere, Friday nights and playoffs are electric, and it does something to those great players.
On the defensive side of the ball for the Pioneers, the star there is senior Jaden Langley. He's committed to the University of Arizona. It's 54 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, and 5 sacks on the year. How do you see that matchup with him going up against either one of the Carroll tackles, Ben Carlson or Harrison Moore?
Well, number one, this is the playoffs. You don't win tonight. You don't put your best foot forward. He starts prepping for Arizona, starting next week. And I think just like any game, you've got to play to the whistle, to the echoes of the whistles, essentially. That's what a guy like Harrison Moore does every single play. He shows up on film. You're going to get the best out of him. The same thing with Ben Carlson. Those guys have done a tremendous job this year. And a guy like Langley, he's got to bring that every single play. He's a very talented guy, uses his hands very, very well. It will be a battle against those two tackles, I'll tell you that.
And one thing we haven't talked a ton about this year, because if we're being frank about it, the Dragons have not played a lot of close games, but that's Kyle Lemmerman. When you get into the playoffs, having a kicker who can drill one from 48 like he did against Byron Nelson, how much bigger of a weapon does that become as the games get closer and the competition improves?
Well, I'm glad you're asking me, Chris, because if you know me, I am a kicking expert. I did kick in 7th and 8th grade.
You have not brought that up yet this year.
I haven't. I'm pretty humble. And so, I did have a kicking shoe. But anyways, all jokes aside, He's the number one kicker in the nation. You know, his ability to place kickoffs, just those little things in the game. You can place a kickoff on a certain yard line. You can kick it out of the end zone. And then you can come in close games, or really the ability to put points on the bar, on the board from 45 to 50 yards out. I mean, that's an incredible weapon at any level, but the high school level, it's incredible.
So that's a look at how this Carroll Dragons offense matches up against the Pioneers defense. A beautiful, cool night in Southlake. Upper 50s right now. Temperature will drop a couple of degrees as the game moves on. But when we come back on the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show, we'll flip sides, talk about this Pioneers offense against the Carroll defense on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Southlake. Tommy Pennington here. For many years, the Tommy Pennington Realty Group has been the real estate company to go to when it comes time to buy or sell. We know Dragonland. Like the Dragon team, my entire company understands the level of dedication it takes to be successful. I promise our same dedication to you when you need our help. We know what it takes to get your home sold because we specialize in selling Southlake. So remember, when it comes time to buy or sell a property, my Dragon fans would tell you,
Call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HearstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Just as every pass, tackle, and touchdown is crucial on the football field, every investment decision you make can change the game of your financial future. Hey, Ty Lassiter here with Key City Capital, Carroll's MVP of investments, connecting your capital to wealth. Just like in football, strategy is everything, and our team at Key City Capital is here to help you make the right plays. So partner with us and don't worry about tenants and toilets. That's our job. Whether you're a rookie or a seasoned pro, our tailored game plan ensures maximum returns on your investments with the tax benefits of owning real estate. We've been in the game for 20 plus years. Trust us to be your quarterback to your investments, ensuring safety, growth, and a strong financial portfolio. Every great team needs strategy, discipline, and expert guidance. With Key City Capital, you're not just investing, you're joining a championship team. So give us a call at 817-912-1569 or visit us at keycitycapital.com, KEYCITYCAPITAL.com, and secure your financial touchdown now.
Welcome back to the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show. You see the Emerald Bells making their way across the field towards the Dragon Head in the west end zone here at Dragon Stadium as we talk about how this Carroll defense matches up with the Boswell offense here ahead of the bi-district round of the playoffs. And Robert, let's start with the defensive line. Last week against Fossil Ridge, we saw Carroll rotate really all of their defensive linemen, 7 or 8 of them, against Fossil Ridge. What'd you see from that group last week, and how important is it to get those guys ready to be in heavy rotation as the playoffs get started?
Well, I think 2 words described last week was, swarming and overpowering. they've had some injuries at the beginning of the year. It's allowed some players to get in the rotation and really develop. Dustin Mark, Scarborough, Davish, Duffy, Shrippa, Davis, Lucky. They're just a special group, Chris. Last week they played with discipline, and they played more than anything assignment football.
They go up against a Boswell offensive line tonight. It's a little bit undersized. A couple of guys do have some size. The center, Nathan Espinosa, goes 5'10", 300. The right guard, Austin James, 6 feet, 230. And left guard, Zane Lopez, 5'10", 250. But at tackle, maybe just a little bit undersized. How do you see that battle in the trenches going for the Carroll defensive line against this Boswell offensive line?
Well, when I watched a little bit of film of Boswell's offensive line this week, I saw a lot of slip blocking. Slip blocking is another variation of a combination block in the zone scheme. And really what that helps, get to the front side a little bit quicker. So you're going to see a little bit of that tonight. I think for the Carroll D-line, you've got to play your gaps. You can't chase when you see someone leave and vacate. You got to be aggressive. You got to play with speed and use your strength. This is a very strong group up front, and you own the line of scrimmage. Again, that's the name of the game. Every week I say that. You've got to do it tonight versus a very talented running back.
Boswell quarterback Ty Renfro is a senior, thrown for just under 1,900 yards, 18 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions this year. He's also run for more than 300 yards and 9 scores as well. Dragons haven't faced a ton of mobile quarterbacks. Did against Eastwood, did against Eaton. But aside from those, not a lot of mobile quarterbacks. So how does that change the way you prepare or approach how you defend that QB?
Well, I think you've got to be careful. You look at what Boswell does overall. I mean, they're still a zone concept team. They come out in a lot of 10 personnel, which is really 1 running back, 4 wide receivers. So when you're playing against an offense like that, it's going to spread you out a little bit. You've got to make sure on those third down situations that you don't allow him to go run free and create those those easy first downs. You've got to put pressure on you. You've got to keep someone there. Really, I want to say like a spy, essentially, Chris. But you got to prevent those type of plays.
And finally, for Boswell, maybe the star offensively is senior running back Colin Dixon at 5'9", 170. He ran for nearly 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns this year, among the leading rushers in 6A in the area. What did you see from him on film?
Speed and heart. Honestly, and his legs don't stop churning when he runs the ball. And if you get him into the second level, he is a dynamic player. He's very similar to what we've seen from Davis Penn and Riley Wormley when they get to the second level. He's run for over 1,100 yards this year. He's committed to Texas State. He is a talented player.
Well, it will be Dixon and Renfro, the key guys in the backfield for Boswell. Also got a couple of receivers that have had big years in Carroll Robertson and Ty Dower that we'll be keeping an eye on for Boswell as well. So let's look at the Carroll defense against this Boswell offense. Coming up next on the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show, we'll hear from Carroll head coach Riley Dodge. That's next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey there, Dragon fans. I'm Tommy Pennington. For years, the Tommy Pennington Realty Group has been the go-to real estate company when it comes time to buy and sell. When it comes to Southlake, there are 2 teams you can count on, the Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Realty Group. Be sure to visit us on the web at TommyPennington.com 24/7 to look at the latest homes available. Or give us a call, 817-416-9000 today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. So from my Dragon family to yours,
Call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
Where can you go anytime, day or night, when an emergency strikes? Complete Care in Southlake is an emergency room committed to providing compassionate, priority care with little to no wait time and no surprise billing. At Complete Care, you'll always see an ER-trained doctor, and they have all the same emergency equipment as a hospital ER. Open 24/7, even on holidays. Make Complete Care your choice for emergency medical care. Get in, get out, get back to life.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney Chris Baker on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker firm.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Welcome back to the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show as we get set for the bi-district round of the playoffs. Carroll hosting Boswell tonight. Chris Blake joined by Dragons head coach Riley Dodge. And coach, want to ask you a couple of questions about last week's win over Fossil Ridge. One play in particular on special teams, and I think you know where we're headed. Eric Garza blocks a punt. Sam Fuller picks it up. They're running side by side into the end zone. When Fuller flips it to Garza, what'd you say to him when they got back to the sideline?
Well, for everybody that's listening, that is not practiced. we do practice blocking punts. We don't practice lateraling it. Sam Fuller is a lot nicer guy than I am for pitching the ball back. And then thankfully for both of those two knuckleheads, it worked out. So, yeah, you won't be seeing that. Hopefully we block a lot more punts and return a lot, for touchdowns. But you won't be seeing Dragons lateraling the ball back anymore.
On a more X's and O's level against Fossil Ridge, you rotated more defensive linemen into the game than we've seen in prior contests this year. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, I think that it was a good opportunity for us to do that last week. And I think when you get into the playoffs and making deep runs, you're going to need, several bodies up front to stay fresh and to stay on attack mode. So, we feel very comfortable with a lot of guys. And a lot of guys got opportunities the other night and proud of the way they played.
You said earlier this week that the play of your defense this year has changed the way you think about the coin flip pregame. It's a defense that's allowed less than 14 points a game this season. So how big is that to be able to trust them to steal an extra possession for you each week?
Yeah, the mentality kind of changed last year. And when you look at the math of it, you actually gain a possession. So if I ever won the toss, I'm going to defer. I think a little bit depends on who you're playing. I won the toss against Altum, and I actually took the ball in that game because they were more of a ball control, try to get the ball away from you, triple option football team. So I think, we thought that we needed any possession we could get in the first half. We need to take care of that. But, yeah, that's the mindset right now is we're going to defer. And I think the biggest thing for us is we talk about the middle 8 minutes. So the middle 8 minutes of the football game, the last 4 of the first half and the first 4 of the second half, is you try to double down on those, try to score right before half, get the ball out of half, and then score again. And obviously, when you do that, that's kind of demoralizing. That it really hurts the other sideline. So, but I think it's just kind of a mentality we have in our field house right now. Is head football coaches can put trust in the defense, go get a stop, and when you get a stop and then you cash in offensively, that's a great way to start the football game.
Turning our attention to Boswell, Pioneers head coach Wes Weaver is a Boswell grad himself. In his first year as the head coach there, though he's been a coordinator and assistant for years. But talking to him this week, you could tell there was a little bit of a new level of enthusiasm leading his alma mater to the postseason. Can you relate to that at all? What was it like taking Carroll to the playoffs your first go round?
Yeah, absolutely. It's special. It's special making the playoffs, but I think it's more special, obviously, when you're leading your alma mater, and specifically for me, and my hometown, Southlake, Texas. So it's you definitely have a lot more pride, and I know Coach Weaver feels the same way. So it's definitely special. I still have the same feeling that I did 6 years ago.
The Boswell running back, Colin Dixon, one of the leading rushers in the area, more than 1,100 yards this year. What makes him dangerous, and what do you key on to try to slow him down?
Well, they do a good job offensively. They're going to be in 2x2 and 3x1, try to spread you out, create light boxes for him to work. So we just got to do a great job of, when we wrap him up, we got to have a lot of guys, attacking the ball carrier. So he's a really special back. He's going to Texas State. He's going to play college football for a reason. So it's going to be a really good test for us.
They have another guy on the other side of the ball going to play college football as well, an Arizona commit, Jaden Langley, at defensive end. How do you match up against him?
Yeah, long, athletic guy, heavy dude. He can really bend and run. So we just have to understand where he's at, and I think sometimes when you're going against a big guy like that, you want to run the ball at him, not away. But we definitely have a challenge up front. So early in the playoffs, when you're playing the playoffs, you're going to be facing some good folks. So we're excited about the challenge.
Last thing for you. We know about the blonde hair and the black pants for the team itself. For you personally, are there any playoff superstitions or routine changes you make game week or game day that we won't be able to just necessarily see with our eyes?
No, not necessarily. I'm not super superstitious. Our staff, we during the playoffs, we kind of try to match the kids a little bit. So our staff, we will wear all black on the sidelines during the playoffs. But that's really about it. Same routine, same operation. Try to keep it the same, just like the regular season.
There's no specific pregame meal for Coach Dodge?
Well, I do like a little Chipotle. All right. On Friday. So yeah, I will say that. I'm pretty consistent on my eating schedule throughout the week. Monday, Tuesday, I go to the house during the day, get a quick sandwich, get back to the office. Wednesday, like y'all know, I like to get out of town a little bit and have lunch. And then Thursday is kind of up in the air, maybe with the wife. And then Friday is definitely Chipotle.
All right. So now we know where to find Riley Dodge at lunchtime 5 days a week.
But you do not know what location.
That's true. All right, Coach. Thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Dragons head coach Riley Dodge joining us on the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show. Starting lineups and opening kick coming up next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Southlake. Carroll Dragons' biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. The Carroll Dragons are consistent winners on the field, and so too is Tommy Pennington Realty Group. We're one of the biggest Dragon supporters year in and year out, and we certainly know what it means to protect the tradition. Every person in our company understands the value of integrity and strong work ethic. Sound familiar? Just like the Dragons, we're committed to you. So remember, when it comes time to buy or sell a new home, my Dragons would tell you,
call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Hey Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with Clayton Real Estate, and we've been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons.
Being a Carroll graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide to our clients. The best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 for your free home evaluation. Go Dragons.
Side gets away from a defender across the 5. Touchdown Dragons.
This week's Dragon football broadcast is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Whitechapel Methodist Church, Tommy Pennington Real Estate, Feed Store Barbecue, Macero, Hearst Mitsubishi, Patriot Mobile, Mills Wealth Management, Godwin Bowman PC, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton & Clayton Real Estate, Complete Care, Fidelity Title, the Baker Firm, Not Just Soccer, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Key City Capital, AC Pros, Kim Bedwell, Briggs Freeman Sotheby's, and Precision Eagle Pools and Remodeling. Now let's go to the booth for the Tommy Pennington Realty Group pregame show. Here's Chris Blake and Robert Clayton.
The Dragons making their way out of the tunnel on the west side of Dragon Stadium as we are set for the bi-district round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Hi there, everybody. Chris Blake along with Robert Clayton with you from Southlake tonight. A beautiful night in the upper 50s as the Dragons are set to take on the Boswell Pioneers out of District 3-6A. Carroll, the number 2 seed in Division 2 out of District 4-6A after a 9-1 season. Boswell on the year goes 7-3 to make the playoffs and were the winners of a 3-way tie along with Crowley and Weatherford to get into the playoffs. So Dragons, bleached hair and all, make their way along the sideline as we have the captains at midfield for the coin flip. The referee tonight is Jimmy Carter. See Graham Knowles, Harrison Moore, Jacob Jordan, and Andrew Cunningham there at midfield for the Dragons. Here's Ty Renfro, Justin McIntosh. Can't quite make out the other numbers on the Boswell side for the team captains. Riley Dodge has talked about, you heard in the pregame interview, talking about how his mentality on the flip has changed over the last couple of seasons. But a lot of that has to do with trust in his defense more than anything else. This crew, along with Carter, will feature umpire Ray Gaston, line judge Anthony Armour, head linesman Quincy Johnson, field judge Peter Vaccaro, back judge Barry Carter, and side judge Reese Tarver.
Southlake has won the toss. They've elected to further option the second half. Boswell will receive the game. Shake hands. Tell your coaches we're ready to go.
Tell your coaches we're ready to go.
That's right. That's right. It is playoff time. It is exciting. I tell you what, I was telling Chris here earlier in the break that this kind of gives you a little bit of chills. You know, Friday night's playoffs, football in Texas, it is incredible.
Post-daylight savings time, I think, adds to the atmosphere as well. Having the sun down at kickoff just makes it feel a little more intense.
It does. It does. And, you know, I think, you know, talking about the sea of blonde here, as we're on the break, we're actually lucky enough to get Chris Blake's hair dyed really fast, and there will be a picture floating around on social media with his blonde hair.
So after the coin toss, the Pioneers take the field from the east side of Dragon Stadium. And as soon as they are settled in along the far sideline from our vantage point, we will have the national anthem performed by the Dragon Band. The winner of this one takes on the winner of El Paso Eastwood, who Carroll played in the first week of the season, and Friendship. That game is scoreless right now in the first half. They started about an hour before we did, so we'll know the result of that game sometime in the second half of this one.
And most likely, you know, if Carroll is a victor tonight, or the winner of this game will go off into West Texas somewhere, whether it be Abilene, Midland, San Angelo, Lubbock, somewhere around there in the West Texas area to play the area round.
Players starting to make their way along the far side of the field, and we will pause here as the Dragon Band performs the national anthem. Just about set for kickoff in Southlake, the bi-district round. Carroll and Boswell. 6A Division II Region 1 action, and the Dragons deferred to the second half. So let's start with the Boswell offense. The quarterback we talked about on the pregame show, senior Ty Renfro, who has thrown for 18 touchdowns, run for 9 more this year. Running back Colin Dixon, another senior at 5'9", 170, will be behind him. He ran for more than 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns on the season. The receivers in this spread look will be senior Trace Elridge, a 5'10", 165-pounder who caught 7 passes for 113 yards and a score this year. Junior Carroll Robertson, their most productive wideout, had 701 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. He also threw 3 touchdown passes, so it will be interesting to keep an eye on him as the game moves on. Senior DeAndre Lords at 5'8", 160, 354 yards and 2 touchdowns. Senior Ty Dower, 6 feet, 150 pounds, 626 yards and 7 touchdowns. The offensive line from left to right, junior Bryce Henderson, senior Zane Lopez, sophomore Nathan Espinosa, sophomore Austin James, and senior Iban De Jesus. Kyle Lemmerman set to kick things away for the Dragons. 3 return men back deep for the Pioneers. All kickoffs tonight will be presented by Macero Southlake. It's Kyrell Robertson, the one in the middle for Boswell. Ty Dower off to the right side. And Lemmerman's kick will be fielded off of one of the returners, DeAndre Lords, and out the back of the end zone for a touchback, where Renfro will lead this offense out. The Carroll defense tonight up front, senior Dustin Mark, Zach Scarborough, Julian Monero, and Wyatt Duffy. It's all seniors on the starting defense for the Dragons. The linebackers, Bridger Gents and Eric Garza, and the defensive backs, Trey Ferry, Carter High, Mitchell Paulson, Zach Englehart, and Sam Fuller. So Boswell comes out in a tight formation, just one receiver out wide to the right. That is Robertson. And on the first play of the game, they'll hand it to the senior running back, Dixon, trying to get outside to the left. He's going to be bottled up and stopped for a gain of 2.
And this is the first time you're going to see, obviously the Texas State commit, Colin Dixon. He's a tremendous player. They're trying to get him, if I was Boswell, you're trying to get him the ball as much as possible. They're using a little bit on the trip side, gain some extra blockers, get him on the perimeter.
Short pass out to the right side. Nice tackle by Carter High. Stopped the receiver in his tracks. That was DeAndre Lords, the senior, but Carter High was all over it.
A great job by Carter High, just staying home, staying disciplined, knowing they're going to go for those little pop passes. A great job on staying with the offender and taking him down.
So Carroll has him in 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for the Pioneers. Renfro, quick throw completed to Lords at about the 35. That looks like it will be enough to move the chains, as DeAndre Lords has caught both passes from Renfro here in the first 3 plays.
And we talked about getting those 3rd down positions, and you've got to get some pressure on the quarterback. Renfro stays there and delivers a nice strike to Lords through some tight coverage as well.
Over the middle, this one falls incomplete.
I'm curious, you want to watch these tackles for Boswell. Number 54 and 62 against these strong DNs of Carroll. They're a little undersized on that end, so you're probably going to see a little bit of quick passes there from Renfro when he gets them out, not staying in the pocket too long.
The left tackle, junior Bryce Henderson, listed at 6'2", 180, as this one is tipped and nearly intercepted. It was tipped by Eric Garza, and almost there on the back end to grab it was Mitchell Paulson.
Yeah, great pressures here by
tipped by Carter High.
Carter High, and then Mitchell Paulson almost there on a cleanup duty. We're seeing this more tip passes last week. Really that awareness.
So on 3rd and 10, Renfro rolling out to his right, slings one down the sideline. That's incomplete. He overshot Lords, the intended target, and Boswell will send out its punt unit.
Yeah, really good job by the Carroll defense on this 3rd down. Get him flushed out of the pocket, get him throwing on the run. As difficult as it is just making a great throw, getting Renfro out on the perimeter, trying to make a throw, getting the 4th down, get the Dragon offense on the field.
So Renfro is also the punter for this Pioneers team, which means you always have to be ready for some sort of trickery. But they'll kick it away here. Brock Boyd back to receive for the Dragons. He'll let it bounce, and it will come to a stop right at the Carroll 30-yard line. Now, Renfro as a punter this year averaged 41 yards per punt, so not just a dual-threat quarterback, but he's got a little bit of leg as well.
It's a talented athlete.
You were the kicking expert on the pregame show, so is it hard to be the quarterback and the punter?
It's hard. It's even harder to be a center and a punter.
Fair enough.
How do you do that? I don't know, Chris.
Snap it to yourself.
That's right. That's why I'm fast. I'm very quick, Chris.
Graham Knowles and the Carroll offense onto the field now. Riley Wormley alongside Knowles on this first series for the Dragons. The ball at their own 30. On 1st down, Wormley will get it, trying to bounce it outside to the left, and he is caught by the ankles by number 27 on this Pioneers defense.
Well, you're coming out in 11 personnel. You have a tight end in, and you're obviously going to be running that zone scheme, but bouncing it outside. That's the dimension that Wormley provides. He can break it and bounce it very, very quickly, almost for a 1st down. Great first play on a first drive for the Dragons.
Christian Lassiter on the stop for Boswell. And on 2nd and short, give it to Wormley again. This time he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage and driven back. One of the first ones there for the Pioneers, Justin Fox.
Great job by the Boswell defense. This Fox is making a great play, preventing that 2-yard gain there for the 1st down. Big 3rd down for the Dragons coming up.
The 3rd and 1. See if they keep it on the ground or go to the air here. Knowles tried to pull it out of the belly of Wormley, picks up the fumble, but he's going to be grabbed by the ankles and stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Justin Fox once again. So Knowles tried to keep it himself, lost it momentarily, and couldn't get enough momentum to pick up the first, but it looks like Carroll's going to go for it.
The 2 big downs by the Boswell defense, staying home, staying disciplined, making some plays in the backfield, creating a 4th down. You know the Dragons want this.
We see Jake Fulmer in the game, the slot for Carroll. This time they hand it to Wormley. He dives forward to move the chains. Riley Wormley, a hard-nosed run to pick up a 1st down for Carroll.
And that's what Wormley provides. You know, we talk about yards after contact. You know, he gets a one-on-one situation with Justin McIntosh. Getting 2 to 3 yards, I'm going to take Wormley on that every time.
So a new set of downs from the 43. Knowles looks to throw. Near sideline, caught by Boyd across the 50 into Pioneers territory.
And this is where we see Boyd. He came on last week for one of his most productive games, all year. He gets him on the comeback route. Great job by Graham staying in the pocket, delivering a strike, and Boyd catching it in traffic. Great job.
With 2 running backs in, Davis Penn has joined Wormley in the backfield. Wormley motions out to the flat. They'll get it to him there as he crosses the 45-40, trying to outrun the defense down the far sideline, and is going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 10. Big catch and run by Riley Wormley down to the Boswell 8.
Great formation call by Coach Dodge here. You spread them out formationally, you fake the run, you get it out to Wormley, you have Boyd on the perimeter with Whalen blocking, 2 unselfish acts, getting Wormley out there into the open field where he does best. Great job by the Dragons.
A 40-yard catch and run by the junior running back. Dragons are in the red zone for the first time tonight. Knowles keeps it himself here, trying to get outside to the right. He's going to reach for the end zone and is in for the touchdown. Graham Knowles stretches the ball out across the plane, and the Dragons are on the board first.
Well, we talked about pregame. What does the playoffs bring out of you? Again, he got stopped earlier on this play. He takes it, and this is all will right here. Going through a defender, not gonna hold me back on a touchdown. Great job, Graham Knowles. Touchdown, Dragons.
Well, the Carroll running game did a lot of the work on that first drive, plus the short pass to Riley Wormley for 40, and ending with a Graham Knowles touchdown run. Kyle Lemmerman on for the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point, and he knocks that one through. So with 7:31 to go in the first quarter, it's Carroll 7 and Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
If someone in your family has an accident or gets sick and needs emergency medical help, do you have a game plan in place? Complete Care is your answer for a nearby ER that's open 24/7, even on holidays. Centrally located in Southlake on 1709, west of White's Chapel, Complete Care's medical professionals are trained to handle minor or major emergencies. You'll get priority care with little to no wait time and no surprise billing. Visit Complete Care and get in, get out, and get back to life.
Carroll up 7-0 after a 7-play, 70-yard drive that took 3 minutes off the clock and ended with a Graham Knowles touchdown run as Kyle Lemmerman boots the Massaro kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. All kickoffs tonight presented by Massaro Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Massaro and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Massaro, where love is always on the house. Update from the game that the winner of this one will play the winner of, and Eastwood up 6-0 on Friendship in the first quarter of that ball game. Renfro and the Boswell offense ended their first drive with a punt. Here they hand off to Dixon, and he is stopped. Or actually, they'll give him a gain of a yard. I thought he might have got hit in the backfield, but they give Colin Dixon a yard on the play.
Big body Zach Scarborough back in the lineup. He's making his presence known over the last few weeks. Already in the backfield tonight. He's such a tough guy to block, and he's such a great player. Forces Dixon to come in, cut back in for barely a yard gain.
Jamal Hollister into the game at running back as Renfro throws one over the middle, caught by Carroll Robinson. Shifty run up to the 44-yard line. And head coach Wes Weaver told us Robertson, a guy that once the ball's in his hands, he's tough to stop.
Well, you can definitely tell he has some wiggle in him. And this is what they have to do. They're playing with a little bit of tempo here, Chris. He's got to stay back and be confident and make those type of throws all night and methodically get it down the field for this Boswell offense.
Empty backfield on 1st and 10. This one complete up to the 50-yard line to Ty Dower, the senior. Gain of about 6 on the play. Trey Ferry on the stop.
You got this Boswell offense coming off a little bit of confidence here on the second drive. They had a little bit of success on the first series. They're finding something. They're spreading out the defense.
That one looked like maybe a design quarterback draw with nowhere to go. Renfro tried to throw it away and was nearly picked off.
And you've got to be careful if you're Renfro. You have a relentless dragon, pass rush. They're going to get to the quarterback at times tonight. You've just got to, if you're going to throw it out out of bounds. Don't throw it up for an interception.
Ferry almost coming up with that one. And there's going to be a flag on this play.
False start on the offense, number 50, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Don't see a 50 on the roster, so maybe the right tackle, Ibon De Jesus, who was on that side of the field where you saw the receiver take off ahead of the snap. So that backs him up to 3rd and 9. Quick throw out to the right, but whistles blow.
Please set the game clock to 6 minutes and 13 seconds. The clock will start on the snap.
Quick clock issue is fixed and will now be 3rd and 9. They had 3rd and 4. The false start penalty backed them up 5. The sophomore Hollister now in the backfield alongside Renfro. They'll sling it out near side to Robertson. Gets a block across the 45 to the 50, but that's going to be shy of the yard to gain for the 1st down. They are slightly into Carroll territory. They'll put the ball at the 49.
You can really feel the Carroll defense. They're really trying to bring some pressure here, and they're that close on some of these turnovers here. They're playing with a lot of excitement tonight. Got to make sure you got to get them out of this 4th down here.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 3. From the Dragon 49, Renfro to throw. Slings it out in the flat for Dixon. Hit there and stopped by Dustin Mark. Carter High there to clean it up, but Mark was the first one to make contact with Dixon, and the Pioneers will turn it over on downs.
Great job. Again, this Dragon defensive line, you're coming here, you see Dustin Mark just trailing, and I tell you what, he does such a phenomenal job. And when Dustin Mark gets his hands on you, he has 82 tackles on the year already. He knows where the ball is, and you have Carter High coming over the top. There's not a better combo on that defense.
You don't often see a defensive end lead a team in tackles for the regular season, but that is what Dustin Mark did this year for the Dragons. 82 tackles, 15 for a loss, 5 sacks, and 18 quarterback pressures.
There's a reason why he's the reigning defensive player of the year.
So Carroll, great field position at the Boswell 49 to start this drive. Davis Penn gets this series at running back as Knowles loads up to go deep. Throws one downfield for Boyd. It's going to be broken up. Defended by Isaiah Murphy.
A great job by the Carroll offensive line, really creating a great pocket, allowing Grand to step up. He's going to have that chance later on. Maybe just 1 or 2 more steps in front of Brock, and he has that catch But great pass defense by the Boswell defense. Great job.
Boyd has turned into maybe the favorite deep threat for Graham Knowles especially the second half of the season. Here they'll drop back to pass again. Completes it to Boyd at the 40. He is spun down by Murphy there. Going to be awfully close to the first down, maybe a couple of inches short.
And what you love,
they're going to go ahead and move the chains.
What you love about Boyd, Chris, is that some of the stats that he does, you see the yardage, you see those type of things, but you don't see what he does outside of that, which is the blocking. He's such a well-rounded receiver. He's such a dynamic weapon for this Carroll offense.
5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Dragons already up 7-0 as Penn gets his first touch of the night and powers forward for a short gain on first down. Penn, a 1,000-yard rusher in his first year on varsity as a sophomore during the regular season. But what's more impressive than the yards, probably the 18 touchdowns, nearly 2 a game for Davis Penn. He goes in motion out to the left side here. Knowles will throw. Steps up in the pocket, gets it across over the middle. Clayton Whalen inside the 20, across the 10, and into the end zone. The senior SFA commit Clayton Whalen finds pay dirt for the Dragons, and it's 13-0 Carroll.
And this is what we talk about, Chris. Inexperienced quarterbacks, they'll feel this pressure and roll out. Watch what Graham does. He actually steps up in the pocket, is patient, finds the big target. Clayton Whalen going to SFA. Great pitch and catch. Touchdown Dragons. Good job, Clayton Whalen.
The Carroll offense on 2 possessions so far has looked like it's at the top of its game as Lemmerman comes on for the Tommy Pennington Realty Group point after. And he splits the uprights with 4:18 to go in the first quarter. It is Carroll 14 and Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with Clayton Real Estate, and we've been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale. Family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Carroll graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide to our clients. The best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 for your free home evaluation. Go Dragons.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
The Massaro kickoff off the foot of Kyle Lemmerman lands in the end zone for a touchback. And the Pioneers will start at the 25-yard line after Carroll scores its second touchdown on a 4-play, 49-yard drive that took 1 minute and 14 seconds off the clock.
Part of this, you're the Boswell offense. You're coming in and you're doing a little bit of a hurry up. It might not be bad to kind of set back and let some time tick off and really, get a good play out in understanding what the defense is lining up. Because if you give the ball up to Carroll, they're going to put points on the scoreboard very quickly.
They do keep it on the ground here, and Colin Dixon gets across the 30 to the 31.
It's like Keaton Williams just comes into the game for Austin James.
Give it to Dixon again. Across the 35, spins forward to the first down marker to move the chains.
You can see the shiftiness of Colin here, Chris, is you get him on the second level, he can make a few guys miss and gets those yardage. He's a pretty dynamic back.
You said on our pregame show that a guy that's legs just don't stop moving until he hits the ground. Saw that with a spin move there. Ball at the 39. Get it out in the flat to Robertson. Dives forward to the 45-yard line. I think something we maybe, and Robertson in some pain as he runs back to the Pioneer sideline. Get some attention from the athletic training staff as he makes his way over there. But we get so used to seeing this Dragon offense score on big plays. There's no rule in football that you have to pick up 15 to 20 yards every play. Boswell so far has moved the chains by being patient as they hand to Dixon here across the 45 midfield. Falls forward into Carroll territory at the 44. And Boswell just trying to slowly, methodically move the ball down the field.
And you've got to do it. You know, you're Renfro here. You're the field general. You know, I know we want to go tempo. We want to go fast. You know, you don't need to have 10 to 15 yards. You know, get it in chunks, 4 to 5 yards. You know, give that defense a little bit of a breather and give it to your back.
Give it to him again here. This time he is hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. It's Bridger Gents coming in and leading the way.
Yeah, great job. You know, you're coming in from that linebacker position, you know, filling that gap. We talked about, you know, playing those gaps, coming in and filling that Bridger Gents did alongside with Zach Englehart. Great job.
It was 2nd and 10. They stopped him right at the line of scrimmage. Gets this one out in the flat. Again, stopped right at the line. Nice open field tackle by Trey Ferry to stop DeAndre Lords for no gain.
And what a play by Trey Ferry. This is a hard play right here. You have a little pop pass. You're basically one-on-one. You know, you have open space. Great job by breaking down by Trey Ferry and delivering a great hit.
Third and 10 after they stopped him at the line a couple of times. Renfro rolls out, has heavy pressure, and just throws it away to avoid taking the sack. It'll be 4th and 10 upcoming.
Awesome move by Wyatt Dovey. Comes in there with a little swim move. You know, as Renfro's rolling out, really able to apply that pressure, forcing an error throw, which, you know, we've seen this a lot this year with this Dragon defense.
Pioneers 1 for 4 on 3rd downs tonight. And Renfro will step back to punt this one away, we presume. And he will. Little pooch kick that hits at the 25. Picked up by Boyd. He's going to return it across the 25-30. Has some space along that sideline. Finally steps out of bounds at the 43. So Brock Boyd, return of about 25 yards or so. And Carroll will have good field position again.
Brock Boyd, I tell you what, he's like a play away of just electrifying the field. He's doing such an excellent job doing it on special teams as well.
He had a big game last week, 8 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. On the year, 40 catches, 534 yards, and 5 touchdowns. The Dragons' leading receiver this season is just a sophomore. Graham Knowles steps back to throw on 1st down. They'll take a shot down the left sideline, and this one is complete. Clayton Wayland pushed out of bounds at the 43, or 38 rather.
A good little slide protection by the offensive line, working in unison together. You know, Graham Knowles staying in the pocket. He's doing a great job of it tonight. Delivers a strike to an open Clayton Wayland. And Clayton Wayland's just such a great target. He's really emerged over the last few weeks as well.
Eric Busman in the game, middle receiver of the 3 on the bottom side of your screen as Knowles loads up, throws for the end zone. Wayland's open, caught, touchdown. Clayton Wayland, his 2nd of the night, and it's 20-0 Carroll.
Again, this protection you give all day to throw for Graham Knowles. He steps in the pocket, excellent throw, he gets behind Pierre in the secondary and Clayton Wayland. Great catch, great throw, touchdown Dragons.
We know Clayton Wayland is one of these guys that can kind of take the top off of an opposing defense and found the end zone a couple of times. First one more of a catch and run. That one just outran everybody to the end zone.
Well, he's such a big target. Chris, he can beat you with his wheels. He can turn around to be a possession type guy, go over the middle. He's just a very dynamic player.
Kyle Lemmerman knocks through the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point to make it 21-0 Carroll over Boswell on the Dragon Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
The Massaro kickoff by Kyle Lemmerman lands in the end zone for a touchback. The Dragons up 21-0 on Boswell here in the first quarter of the bi-district round. And are you looking to buy or sell your Southlake home? Let me tell you about Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. Kim is recognized as the best of the best in Southlake by industry professionals and clients alike. She's a mom of 2 dragons and a 20-plus year Southlake resident who serves the community and will seamlessly handle all your real estate needs. Contact her at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, where style meets results. Proud agent for Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. So down 3 touchdowns here in the first quarter. Boswell offense trying to get something going. They have been able to move the ball to midfield, but once they get into Dragon territory, these drives have kind of stalled out as they try a halfback pass here that is broken up. It was Jaden Rooks who made the throw, and it fell incomplete.
Yeah, Boswell, they're doing a little trickery here. Their bread and butter is on the ground, and you've got to stick with that at times. You can't get out of the playbook too much just because you're playing a very talented Dragon team. Do what you do best. Know your identity.
It's a Boswell team that ran for 208 yards per game during the regular season as Dixon gets the carry up the middle here. They threw for just 187 yards per game. So the running game was the strength of this team.
And a lot of what we said this year, a lot of the opponents Dragons have played is, sometimes, to be successful is keeping that Dragon offense off the field. And again, do what you do best if you're the Pioneers.
Renfro trying to roll out. He's going to be caught and sacked. Dustin marked the first one there. Austin Davidge was right behind him. And Renfro loses a ton of yards.
We talk about the swarm here. Nothing's there. And we talk about, you step up in the pocket. You go outside the pocket. You're going to meet Dustin Mark, and a.k.a. Superman. Then you had Davidge come in there and clean it up. Great job by that D-line.
That will do it for the first quarter. And a dominant first 12 minutes for the Dragons, who lead 21-0 after 1. We go to the second on the Dragon Sports Network.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified trained dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
Brock Boyd returning the punt from Renfro as we open the second quarter, reverses field, stiff arms a defender, but dragged down there right at the 45. Physical play as Boyd and Fox both went to the turf. As this Dragon offense will head back out onto the field, up 21-0 after one quarter of play. Graham Knowles so far tonight, 6 of 7, 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. And a lot of that has come to Clayton Whalen. He's caught 3 balls for 2 touchdowns, 94 yards. So more than half of the passing yards for Knowles have gone to Whalen tonight.
It's a great job, and Knowles is doing it by being efficient. You know, not trying to change the playbook.
It's 2-back set. Wormley trying to get outside to the right, is tiptoes along the sideline, and finally pushed out of bounds with little authority there by Wyatt Robinson. But it's enough for the first down.
Again, getting out the Wormley little outside zone, you know, doesn't feel on the edge.
11, 10 yards, first down.
Going to get Brock Boyd for a hold during that run. That'll negate the run by Wormley. Cool moment on the field in between quarters. Sam Watson, Carroll senior, who will be representing Team USA at the Olympics in Paris next summer.
That's pretty special.
You asked me during the break if I was good at speed climbing. I am not good at any of those kind of activities. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Kicking expert, speed climber, jack of all trades. Knowles looking deep. And this one is caught along the near sideline. What a grab by Clayton Whalen. Steps out of bounds to move the chains.
We talked about the connection of Boyd and Knowles. It is all Whalen and Knowles tonight. You know, watch Graham, you know, he knows his target. He sits back, delivers a strike to Clayton Whalen, and watch the concentration on tiptoeing the sidelines. Having a phenomenal game. The SFA commit, superb job.
Tough catch. J.J. Grant was the defensive back in coverage. His hand was right in there. Whalen just pulled it away from him. This one into the flat, a little bit low and incomplete. Intended for Eric Bussman.
You know, this Dragon offense is really picking up from, you know, last week on being highly efficient and, you know, really delivering strikes at will and moving the ball down the field, doing a terrific job. And we talked about Graham Knowles being that field general tonight. I tell you what, he's doing an excellent, excellent job.
2nd and 10. We have not seen Caden Jackson or Jack Van Dorsler tonight. On 2nd down, it's Penn. Behind right guard, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Davis Penn had 18 during the regular season, gets his first of the playoffs, and it's 27-0 Carroll.
You just watch the floodgates open here. Drew Cunningham, Jonathan McLaughlin, and Harrison Moore. Just tremendous job. Watch Harrison Moore on the second level. And paves the way. It's pretty easy. Davis Penn, get out there in the second level. You have no one touching you. Touchdown Dragons. Great job, big man.
And we talked about the yards after contact last week. Not necessary on that run. Lemmerman looks to make it 28-0 Dragons. The extra point presented by the Tommy Pennington Realty Group. And he does make it 28-0. 11:09 to go before halftime. It's Carroll 28, Boswell 0 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
All Dragons through 13 minutes here in Dragon Stadium on this Friday night. Carroll up 28-0 on Boswell in the bi-district round of the 6A Division II playoffs. And Lemmerman will kick this one away, brought to you by Macero Southlake, and it will sail into the end zone. So the team that the winner of this one will play is going to be either El Paso Eastwood or Friendship High School, and right now it is 19-14 in favor of Eastwood. It's that game still in the first half. It's an Eastwood team the Dragons saw in week 1 of this season.
There are two teams that the Dragons are familiar with. They played Friendship last year in the second round down in San Angelo. And then, again, second year in a row to play Eastwood in the first game of the season. So, a lot of familiarity for next week. Granted, it goes the way the Dragons are playing right now.
Renfro hands to Dixon, who's going to be stuffed at the line. It was Gents again coming up with a big hit on Dixon, stopping for a gain of 1.
A great job. We talked about playing your gaps on his D-line. They're doing it, doing an excellent job. You see Bridger Gents filling in. This is a few times we've been calling Bridger Gents' name tonight, doing an excellent job of being disciplined.
Renfro incomplete, intended for DeAndre Lords, who we've seen be maybe his favorite target so far tonight. And remember, Kyrell Robertson left the field with an apparent upper body injury in the first quarter. We have not seen him return yet tonight. This one thrown over the middle, intercepted. And it is run back into the end zone by Eric Garza. A pick 6 for the Dragons. Garza's 3rd INT of the year, 2nd touchdown, and it's 34-0.
What a great job. You had the whole defense fooled. You knew a screen was coming, and watched Garza just sniff it out. Tremendous job. I'll tell you what, he played lights out last week. He is a man on a mission. Another touchdown for the big man tonight.
Had one last week after that blocked punt, which we asked Riley Dodge about on the pregame show. He said, don't do it again.
He made it clear, we do not practice that.
But luckily there was no fumble, as Lemmerman converts the extra point presented by the Tommy Pennington Realty Group. So the pick 6 is a quick score for the Dragons, and they go up 35-0 with 10:35 to go in the second quarter on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on White's Chapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com. And go Dragons.
Hello, Dragon fans. Mike Mills here. For nearly 25 years, I've been the managing partner of Mills Wealth Advisors, a top-rated wealth management firm. Does your financial life look like a junk drawer in the kitchen? Accounts here and there with no cohesive strategy tying it all together? If so, give us a call and let our team of financial planning professionals organize your financial life so that everything is pushing and pulling in the same direction, tied together with a winning game plan, just like the Dragons. Find us online or on the web at millswealthadvisors.com.
Massero kickoff goes into the end zone off the foot of Kyle Lemmerman with 10:35 to go here in the second quarter. Dragons up 35-0 after a 26-yard Eric Garza interception return for a touchdown. Garza's third pick of the year. We referenced the touchdown he had last week just before break, but there's a little more time to explain it if you weren't with us. Garza blocked a Fossil Ridge punt. It was scooped up by Sam Fuller. They were running step for step with each other into the end zone when Fuller flipped it to Garza. There was a defender maybe a step behind him, so there was a risk factor involved in the decision, but they were able to score as they get this one to Lords, and he is dragged down from behind for a big loss. Wyatt Duffy with the stop, but a flag comes in after the play.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, number 41 Green, 15 yards in at the end of the run. First down.
So that's a 15-yard add-on for Boswell, and you don't see this often, but the first one to meet Duffy along the sideline was Riley Dodge.
It's a coaching moment, Chris. It's, hey, this is the playoffs. I know you're excited. You know, don't give up the easy yards that you don't need to. And, hey, it's a lesson. Young Buck knows it, and he'll correct it.
Dixon gets the carry on first down, and Eric Garza laying the lumber there. We've seen Garza the last few weeks come up with some big licks on opposing running backs.
I tell you what, he has the build. His grandfather played in the NFL. He's got football in his blood, Chris. He's just a dynamic player, and I'll tell you what, this year moving him down from safety into that linebacker type spot has been just an excellent decision.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 35. High snap. Renfro corrals it, gives to Dixon. He is swarmed and stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Davidge and Mark, a couple of the Dragons in initial contact.
Davidge just took his helmet off.
So Dixon will have to leave the game for a play. Like Dante Reese in there alongside Renfro now. Reese, one of the starting safeties on this team, as Renfro drops back to pass, throws one over the middle. This one's picked off too. That's Bridger Gents across the 30, back inside the red zone, and finally stopped inside the 15. Back-to-back Boswell drives end in Carroll interceptions, and the Dragons will have a chance to go up by 6 scores here in the second.
Doing a little games up front. Bridger Gents, we talked about him filling the gaps tonight. What a play. Sniffs out the INT, and what a run back for the big man. Great job. This Dragon defense hasn't let off the pedal since last week. They're pitching another shutout. Tremendous job. And we're talking about the response. They're responding.
A 37-yard interception return by Gents on his first pick of the year. The offense starts with the ball at the 11-yard line. Wormley, the running back. Knowles throws for Whalen. Make it 3. It's broken up. Looking for his 3rd touchdown reception of the night. And it falls incomplete. Threw into double coverage, and it was broken up.
You know, Graham saw it. He wanted it. He was in connect with Whalen one more time. It was a great ball. Right where Whalen can catch it, he jumps up at the high point. Almost had it. Great job. They'll take that one back.
Nice job by Jalen White to keep the hand in there and knock it away at the last moment as they give it to Wormley inside the 5, driving his legs towards the end zone. They will stop him at the 1, and it will be 1st and goal for Carroll.
You know, we talked about Wormley and his vision, his development last week. What a great job on that, cutting off the block of Jackson Berryman, big 6'8" tight end, almost at the pay dirt.
1st and goal, give it to him again, and he plunges across the goal line for the touchdown. Riley Wormley gets into the scoring act for Carroll tonight. Make it 41-0.
Great job by Jonathan McLaughlin, making his man to the ground. Drew Cunningham running him behind those two guys. I tell you what, it's hard not to score. Great job, Riley Wormley.
Wormley had 9 regular season touchdowns, had 3 a week ago on 6 touches. Get in every other time you touch the ball. It's a pretty good percentage.
I would say so.
Lemmerman splits the uprights for the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point. And with 8:39 to go in the second quarter, it is Carroll 42, Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Let's be real. No one ever wants to go to the emergency room. But you know how life goes. One minute you're fine, and the next minute you're looking for an ER. So if you need a doctor, and you need one now, head to Complete Care Southlake. Dr. Jeff Peebles and his team are here for the community 24/7 with personal, priority care with minimal wait time. And no surprise billing. The next time an illness or injury takes you out of the game, get to Complete Care Southlake. Get in, get out, get back to life.
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
The Massaro kickoff is once again another touchback for Kyle Lemmerman. And the Dragons have, since the start of the second quarter, just flipped the script and completely dominated to the tune of a couple of touchdowns since this quarter started. Up 28-0 after 1. The Boswell offense has stalled completely here to start this second quarter.
And that's what you love seeing. You love seeing the Dragons doing on multiple fronts, defense, offense. A team that's averaging almost 50 points a little over 50 points a game, or almost already in the eclipse that here. Started the second quarter.
Dixon, or check that, Reese up the middle, number 16, the senior safety, getting a carry.
Again, this line of scrimmage is getting dominated and being met by Bridger Jentz. I'll tell you what, he is having a game tonight. Bridger, you're doing a phenomenal job in this Dragon defense as a whole.
2nd and 9. Give it to Reese again. Stutter steps across the 30. Flag comes in. He is tackled at the 32. Let's see what the penalty is for.
Personal foul, blindside block, 19 to the offense, 15 yards from the spot of the foul, 2nd down.
So that is the senior receiver.
That'll be half the distance.
That is the senior receiver, Ty Dower. And just as Reese picks up a few yards, they get moved back even more.
We talked about it, Dodge talking to Wyatt Duffy when that happened. You got to be careful with this, especially your Boswell team. Listen, you're trying to gain some type of traction here and get some type of positivity out if you're in the second half. You got to get some points on the board. Those type of penalties are drive killers. They can't have that happen.
Dixon re-enters the game at running back for the Pioneers with just under 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Renfro looks to throw, a little short pass across the 20-yard line, complete across the 25 to Dower. His first catch of the night, brought down by Trey Ferry.
Dower says, I got a little penalty. I'm going to try and make up some yardage. It was actually a great pass by Renfro to Dower. Found a little hole in the defense, Dragon defense.
Still 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 to go. They got some of that penalty yardage back, but not all of it. Renfro rolls out to the left under pressure, flings one towards the sideline. That is incomplete. The intended target was Trace Elridge, the senior. That'll be 4th down.
Yeah, I think, Renfro, he's just kind of running here, not setting his feet and delivering strikes. He had Dustin Mark trailing him behind. And, we talked about that defensive line and that offensive line matchup. That Carroll defensive line is winning the battle tonight.
So Boyd back to receive. He had a big punt return the last time he fielded one. It's punt by Renfro. He calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 41. So that's where this Carroll offense will get started. And as they come back onto the field, I want to tell you about Kim Bedwell. If you're looking to buy or sell your Southlake home, reach out to Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. She's recognized as the best of the best in Southlake by industry professionals and clients alike. Kim is a mom of 2 dragons and a 20-plus year Southlake resident who serves the community and will seamlessly handle all your real estate needs. Contact her at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, where style meets results. Proud agent for Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. Dragons up 42-0 with 7:06 to go in the second quarter. Graham Knowles will look to pass on 1st down. Steps up, fires one over the middle, and see if they call it a catch or not. They're going to say it hit the turf. It falls incomplete.
The ruling on the field is no catch. The ball hit the ground.
Get another look at it here. Brock Boyd was the intended target. Jackson Berryman checks in to the game for Carroll. Knowles has only thrown a few incomplete passes so far tonight. He gives to Davis Penn here across the 45, trying to drag some defenders up to the 50, brought down at the 49-yard line.
A great read by Davis Penn, just following Drew Cunningham and Trent Wilson. A good little cutback into the left, getting into that second level, and that's what Davis Penn wants. That's what he excels at. Great pickup on 2nd down.
3rd and 2. They will keep it on the ground with Penn. And he has enough for the Dragon 1st down.
Yeah, we talk about the Dragon defensive line doing great. This offensive line, I tell you what, over the last 2 weeks has really inserted their will on the opposing D-lines, doing a phenomenal job tonight.
Empty backfield now for Knowles. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Has all day. Throws one up for the end zone. Boyd wide open inside the 10. Gets away from the defender and into the end zone for the touchdown. Brock Boyd has his first touchdown catch of the night. Talked about his great regular season. Continuing it here in the bi-district round.
Again, what I love seeing about Graham tonight, he's stepping up in the pocket, delivering the great throws. Great job by Boyd. We told him we could have another opportunity tonight to have this done. Great job by Boyd. You got the big guys doing their dance down the field. It's a happy night for that Carroll Dragon offense.
From a points standpoint, this is one of the best first halves the Dragons have had all season. It comes in the playoffs. Lemmerman knocks through the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point. With 5:52 to go before halftime, it's Carroll 49, Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hey there, Dragon fans. I'm Tommy Pennington. For years, the Tommy Pennington Realty Group has been the go-to real estate company when it comes time to buy and sell. When it comes to Southlake, there are two teams you can count on, the Dragons and the Tommy Pennington Realty Group. Be sure to visit us on the web at TommyPennington.com 24/7 to look at the latest homes available. Or give us a call, 817-416-9000 today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. So from my Dragon family to yours,
Call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
Brock Boyd gets into the end zone to make it 49-0 Dragons with 5:52 to go in the second quarter. So Lemmerman gets set for the Massaro kickoff. He has not had one returned yet tonight. And it does not appear that this one will be either, as it one sails into the end zone.
Well, they're definitely on pace tonight, Chris, to possibly set a first-round record. I believe it was two years ago when they played Louisville in the first round. They won that game, I think, 82 to possibly 7 or close to that. So on their way tonight.
And in the game that we're paying attention to tonight, Friendship up 35-26 on El Paso Eastwood. Again, the winner of that one would be the winner of this one's opponent in the next round, as Renfro comes back out onto the field trying to get something started for this Pioneer offense. This one overthrown, intended for Lords on first down. One of the stories I like about this Boswell team has to do with head coach Wes Weaver, a Boswell grad himself in '97. In his first year as head coach, after a few years as offensive coordinator there, he's been on the staff in Boswell since 2009. As a big hit there on Dixon right at the line of scrimmage by Drew Davis. But Weaver getting a chance to lead his alma mater into the playoffs after taking over from John Abenshan, who spent 17 years as the head coach for the Pioneers.
I tell you what, it's not an easy transition. You know, Boswell's been regularly a 5A team, moving up to the 6A. That's a big jump, you know, even for this type of program. You know, and they've seemingly made the playoffs. You know, a few years ago they had a good run in 5A. You know, it's a good program with some talent there, and as you can see on the roster, just a tough night tonight.
Third down, Renfro completes a pass shy of the 30. That is to Jaden Rooks, but it will still bring up fourth down. That run you're referencing, I think, was 2016. They reached the regional final before falling to Aledo, which, talk about dominant teams. The Aledo teams of the mid-2010s were about as good as it gets.
It is. That's an Aledo program that might be jumping up to 6A next year, which could be exciting.
Boyd did not call for a fair catch this time, and he is dropped immediately there on the return by Michael Drigg. So the Carroll offense will start at the 39-yard line. I don't believe the Dragon offense has started. This might be the worst starting field position of the night for Carroll, and it's the 39.
And I think this is
where they've just moved it back a couple of more yards to the 37.
This might be the first time all year they've scored on almost every single possession in the first half. I think you're right. You can correct me on that, Chris. I'm not the smartest guy.
I have to think about it. As they pitch this one out to the left side, Wormley going to be forced out of bounds across the 40-yard line. There were a couple of games where there was a turnover on the very first series for the Dragons, and they went on to score on every possession after that before halftime. I don't recall them scoring on every possession.
So hopefully we didn't jinx them.
Less than 4 minutes to go before the break as Knowles takes the snap Hands up to Wormley up the middle. Big hole there into Boswell territory. Mark him down at the 46.
And this is the element that Wormley brings. You can get him on a toss on the outside. He has that breakaway speed. You get him in the inside, following those big guys up front. You know, you talk about a burst of speed. When he can get up there, he is tough to bring down, and he brings a lot of force behind that ball.
New set of downs at the 46. Knowles to throw. This one is caught by Wayland in traffic and dragged down by Reese, who we've seen play on both sides of the ball now for the Pioneers for another first down.
These Dragon receivers playing with authority. Clayton Wayland, again, I can't compliment Graham enough for staying in the pocket, finding his guy. Clayton Wayland getting that ball, you know, like a man possessed tonight, doing a great job when he gets the ball, making some plays with his legs.
Knowles throws over the middle. Berryman just over the outstretched hand of the senior tight end and incomplete. Checking in on scores from other 4-6A teams in the playoffs. In the Division I side of 6A, Timber Creek taking on Trinity tonight. That game is tied at 7 in the second quarter.
That's a great matchup.
The other one on the D1 side, Keller and North Crowley tonight. So 2nd and 10. And a little bit of play.
Snap, timeout Southlake. That's the first charge timeout for the first half.
Play clock almost expired there, but Riley Dodge able to sneak in the timeout just before it did, and we will take one with him with 2:56 to go before halftime. It's Carroll 49 and Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Where can you go anytime, day or night, when an emergency strikes? Complete Care in Southlake is an emergency room committed to providing compassionate, priority care with little to no wait time and no surprise billing. At Complete Care, you'll always see an ER-trained doctor, and they have all the same emergency equipment as a hospital ER. Open 24/7, even on holidays. Make Complete Care your choice for emergency medical care. Get in, get out, get back to life.
Out of the timeout, Dragons up 49-0 with just under 3 minutes before halftime. Play clock almost expired before the last snap, so Riley Dodge calls a timeout. Knowles in the offense back out there on 2nd down. Graham to throw. Has time, steps up again, fires for the end zone. It is incomplete. Boyd, the intended receiver. In coverage, Isaiah Murphy.
The Dragon offensive line is providing protection all day for Graham. It's really allowing him to see the vision of the field, you know, and again, almost hitting Boyd there on a strike. And I just love what Graham's doing tonight in that pocket.
Knowles tonight 9 of 15, 239 yards and 3 touchdown passes. It's 3rd and 10. Boswell showing pressure, brings it. They give it to the running back Wormley, who has nobody touch him on the way to the end zone. Riley Wormley finds pay dirt for the 2nd time tonight as Boswell brought everybody on the blitz and there was nobody left to stop the running back.
We talk about the matchup with Carlson and Langley. Carlson gets the best of them. You know, great carry out by Knowles and reading it and giving it to Wormley. And again, you get Wormley in that 2nd level untouched. He's going the distance. Touchdown Dragons.
It is 55-0. There's still 2:42 to go in the second quarter. A 6-play, 63-yard drive that took just a minute and 37 seconds. And it's capped right here by Kyle Lemmerman, the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point. With 2:42 to go in the second, it's Carroll 56 and Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hi, Dragon fans. Mike Mills here. Imagine you're sitting in traffic on Friday afternoon, just trying to make it to the Dragon kickoff. You change lanes to get ahead, only to find the lane you left speeds up right where you left off. Sometimes investing is a lot like changing lanes in traffic. A new investment will look really good for a short while, but by the time you get on board, it loses its steam, and the best thing you could have done was just stick with your original plan. For over 25 years, we've been helping Dragon families achieve their financial goals. We can help you as well. Check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com. Go Dragons.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
Just under 3 minutes before halftime, Dragons up 56-0 on the Pioneers. And Kyle Lemmerman puts the boot into the Massaro kickoff. This one returnable, fielded at the 5 by Dowers, bounces it outside across the 15 and steps out of bounds there. Reminder to stick around for the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. We will be joined by Mike LaFavors of the Feed Store at halftime. Also, we'll bring you the Dragon Band and Emerald Bells performances at the half as well.
And don't miss out with Mike LaFavors here, a legend in the Southlake community. He's always has something great to say, so we're excited to talk to him here at halftime as well.
The first few drives for Boswell did produce some positive yardage, but last few, not a lot. Dixon met again here. They'll give him 2. Eric Garza, one of the first Dragons in on the stop, as was Zach Engelhart.
No, you've seen that kind of that sputtering of the offense. You know, they've turned up a few yards and then, either a penalty or a setback. But this Dragon defense, there's not much to do when they're swarming like this. And you have guys like Bridger Gents and Eric Garza just doing a tremendous job tonight.
And Renfro's been intercepted twice by those two guys. He trying to run it himself here, loses a yard on the play, just goes down at the 21. It'll be 3rd and long.
You just love seeing it. You're seeing one Dragon fall off, another one fills it, another one fills it. No opportunity for this Boswell offense. It's tough. It's frustrating. But listen, you're down 56-0. You have 1:41 left in the second quarter. You got to try to get something positive here going into half if you're Boswell.
Carroll might be able to get the ball back one more time here with a stop on 3rd and 9. Linebackers all walk up to the line of scrimmage. They'll back off. This one complete across the 20-yard line to the 25. That was DeAndre Lords on the catch. Will not be enough for the first down. Mitchell Paulson in on the stop. Clayton Smart there as well. And Renfro will punt this one away to Brock Boyd.
We haven't seen much fair catches from Brock Boyd. He wants to get the ball. He's itching to it, and he's had a few that he's almost broke through. So let's see what the young sophomore can do on this one.
Let the play clock run down a little bit, and Renfro gets it away quickly. Boyd has room at the 35 across the 45 to midfield. 45-40 and out of bounds there, but a flag comes in at the end of the play. This may be coming back. Let's hear from Jimmy Carter.
During return, holding number 27, Southlake, 10 yards from the flag, first down Southlake.
We got Preston Mickens on the hold for the Dragons. So we'll back them up to the 30 or the 44. 23 seconds and 2 timeouts left. See if they take a couple of shots or run out the quarter. Angelo Renda in at quarterback. Jake Irwin in at running back for Carroll. Renda on the design quarterback run on first down, cuts it across midfield, 45-40, taken down to the 35. And unless Riley Dodge uses a timeout, that will do it for the first half.
You talk about the second unit coming in here, and this second O-line is so scrappy. Not the biggest guys in the world, but I tell you what, they come off the ball, and Angelo Rendo's been dynamic all year, just running the ball, and looks like Dodge will let it run out and take it to the half. But stellar half so far, Chris.
One of the most dominant halves of football we've seen from Carroll all season, and it comes in the first round of the playoffs. After 2 quarters of play, it's Carroll 56 and Boswell nothing. When we come back, we'll have the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show and visit with Mike LeFavors. That's next on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
Hey Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with Clayton Clayton Real Estate, and we've been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Carroll graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide to our clients. The best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 for your free home evaluation. Go Dragons.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
This is Robert Clayton.
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes and UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Feed Store Barbecue on Whites Chapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified Trane dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
Howdy, Dragon fan.
Welcome into the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Carroll up on Boswell 56-0 at halftime in the bi-district round of the playoffs. Chris Blake and Robert Clayton joined by Mike LaFavors of the Feed Store Barbecue. Mike, thanks for being up here.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Glad to be here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's you're standing next to a hero in Mike LaFavors. There's not a thing he doesn't do for this community in Southlake. And my first question is for you, Mike, is why do you do what you do? You're so instrumental in everything in the community, and you have a heart of gold. Tell me what drives you.
Well, I mean, the community gives a lot to us, and we believe in giving a lot back. We're successful because of the community and have a good, solid customer base, and we really appreciate the community.
Well, absolutely. I know, just volunteering throughout the community, there's a Feed Store barbecue sandwich on every table whenever you need something, and you do a phenomenal job, Mike. And, talking about, what's coming up here in the holidays, we have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. What's that like for you and your staff?
It's a beating. It's just a thorough beating, So, but we enjoy it. That's why we decided to be open on Thanksgiving Day. We had so many people asking us how to heat up our product, and we just decided we'd just be open and make it easy for them to do that.
Mike, let me ask you a question about Thanksgiving. Have smoked turkeys gotten more in demand over the years, in recent years?
Yeah, our business keeps growing into smoked turkeys, and it takes about a month to get that turkey smell out of your system.
Well, not only does he have turkey, he's got baked potato, he's got brisket, he's got probably the best greens on this side of the Red River. I tell you what, it is phenomenal. And it's just the community atmosphere. And, Mike, you've been here for a long time. How long have you been in Southlake?
Oh, my gosh. Mom and Dad just moved us out here back in 1974.
Wow.
Going on almost 50 years now.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah. Had my class reunion just last weekend, and there was 12 of us out of a class of 36 that showed up.
Wow.
We had a 30% turnout.
That's not bad for a class reunion.
No, that's 30% turnout.
Well, I've got to ask you this.
People, but,
pillars of the community, I'll tell you what. We call the OGs. Mike, what's your favorite memory, if you had any memory of attending Dragon football games and on any era? What would you say?
Well, my son played. He played underneath Coach Dodge. He played with Riley Dodge.
Wow.
And back in the day, I was a guy on the end zone there doing the horn and going to all the games and all the way watching him play all the way from 7th grade all the way through his senior year. And he got a state ring. He was backup deep snapper. But he got a ring, and we're quite proud of what he did. But Very good times being a Dragon.
It's pretty neat watching, Riley, who was part of that team, now back as a coach, and it's just neat to see, people coming back in the community. I know it warms your heart. It's great for the community, and what are your thoughts on Riley? I know he's a special guy.
I'm in love with the Dodge family and Riley. Problem is, Riley still looks like the kid who threw up in his helmet there. It doesn't look like he's aged any, and he's got 3 kids now.
Yeah.
So, I think he's a great asset to the community. I'm glad to see the Dodgers are here.
You've watched a lot of Dragon football over the years. Where does this team stack up, or maybe not how do they stack up, but what do you think about this year's team? What do you predict for the playoff run?
We've had one prediction up here already, Mike. We had state championship.
I'm not. Yeah, well, yes, that's what we're hoping for sure. We don't want to settle for anything less. But I think they can do it. Every game I've been to, I didn't make the Byron Nelson game, but maybe I should have.
Well, we don't remember that game. We don't remember that game anyways, Mike.
Maybe that was my problem. I didn't make it. So
if that's the only one you weren't at, then you can't miss another one.
No, I won't miss another one. So.
All right, Mike, thanks for taking the time to come up and visit with us, and thanks for being a sponsor
on our
broadcast.
Fellas.
And, Mike, thank you so much for everything you do for the community. You're such a big part of it, and it's what Southlake is about.
The family, we really enjoy it.
Thank you.
Mike LeFavors with Feed Store Barbecue joining us on the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Score after 2 quarters is Carroll 56 and Boswell nothing. On the other side of the break, we'll bring you the Dragon Band and Emerald Bells halftime performance. That's next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store Barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn-ins. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
The score at halftime, Carroll 56 and Boswell nothing. And a Carroll playoff tradition here as the band and Emerald Bells take the field. It's the student body and lids.
Gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Southlake Carroll Emerald Bells. The Emerald Bells have been featured on America's Got Talent Season 14, The Kelly Clarkson Show, Good Morning Texas, and have performed halftime shows for the San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Cowboys. The Emerald Bells are under the direction of Melissa Page and assisted by Catherine Doja.
Here they are, your award-winning Emerald Bells. The officers for the Emerald Bells are Captain Hannah Gannier, Senior Lieutenants Lily Rose Gatlin, Izzy Gavin, Maya Carmas, and Whitney Lines. Junior lieutenants are Olivia Adamian, Jenna Cantu, Lucy Fuller, Caitlin Parks, and Kenzie Sabo. This week's Girl of the Week is sophomore Anna Kutch. And this week's Be Kind, Be a Bell is Ainsley Slate. Tonight, the Emerald Bells will be performing a high kick routine to Hot Hot
Heat's hit song, Talk to Me, Dance with Me. Let's hear it for the Emerald Bells. Diamond sponsor for the Dragon Band is Vic McLean with State Farm. Platinum sponsors are Pronto Delivery and Logistics, Son Dental, Stampede Sports, Texas Health, Medieval Times, Daphne Pilgrim Real Estate, and Arbor Pediatrics. Here they come, the Marching Band. The Carroll Dragon Band is under the field direction of drum majors Carson Faulkner, Benju Kim, Faye Lau, Carissa Wong, and Caitlin Wong. Color guard captains are Miranda Faye and Morgan Frazier. Lieutenants are Miriam Etheridge, Aditi Prabhu, and Anshika Soletti. The Dragon Band is directed by Ken Johnson, Philip Jones, David Lau, John Brandt, James Thomas, and Nick McConaughey. Assistants are Melissa Medell and Ian Agnar Varos. Okay, Dragon fans, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Dragon playoff time in 2023. And that means it's time to get on your feet and put your hands to the beat. Clap along as students from the Carroll Dragon Marching Band, the Emerald Bells, the JV Bells, the Carroll Crew, varsity and JV cheerleaders all bust their moves while that Dragon drum line lays down their trash can grooves. And now, here it is, in Dragon playoff football tradition, going on 15 years strong, the 2023 refined spirit groups combined, one of a kind, never confined, student design about to blow your mind. Halftime dance party lives. Let's hear it again for all of our Spirit Squads. Dragon fans, if you ain't on your feet, get there now. Stay on those feet. Be loud and proud for the Carroll Dragon Fight Song. Come on, say it with me now. Go Dragons!
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Where can you go anytime, day or night, when an emergency strikes? Complete Care in Southlake is an emergency room committed to providing compassionate, priority care with little to no wait time and no surprise billing. At Complete Care, you'll always see an ER-trained doctor, and they have all the same emergency equipment as a hospital ER. Open 24/7, even on holidays. Make Complete Care your choice for emergency medical care. Get in, get out, get back to life.
Hello, Dragon fans. Mike Mills here. For nearly 25 years, I've been the managing partner of Mills Wealth Advisors, a top-rated wealth management firm. Does your financial life look like a junk drawer in the kitchen? Accounts here and there with no cohesive strategy tying it all together? If so, give us a call and let our team of financial planning professionals organize your financial life so that everything is pushing and pulling in the same direction, tied together with a winning game plan, just like the Dragons. Find us online or on the web at millswealthadvisors.com.
You can trust your medical care at Southlake Dermatology. We have over 65 years of experience between Dr. Bowers, Dr. Tynard, and our 4 physician assistants. We treat a wide range of medical, surgical, and cosmetic concerns ranging from skin cancer, hair loss, rashes, increased sweating, and anti-aging. There are multiple new options for hair loss, such as Nutrafol supplements and PRP injections. View our services online at southlakedermatology.com.
Where do Dragons go for sports equipment, footwear, branded gear, and much more? Not Just Soccer is Southlake's only full-service sporting goods dealer and offers an old-school shopping experience with quality products and service. From helmets to cleats and much more, Not Just Soccer carries products for football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and other sports, and are proud supporters of Dragon Youth football and baseball. Our store is in the heart of Southlake at Byron Nelson in 1709. Stop by soon and see our great selection. That's Not Just Soccer in Southlake.
Dragons 56, Pioneers nothing. Your score at the half as we welcome you back to the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton here at Dragon Stadium, and Dragons outgain the Pioneers 384-85 in the first half. Graham Knowles goes 9 of 14, 239 yards, 3 touchdown passes. 2 of them went to Clayton Wayland, who had 5 catches for 135 yards. The third went to Brock Boyd, who had 3 for 64. On the ground for the Dragons, Davis Penn, 4 carries, 36 yards, and a touchdown. Riley Wormley, 9 carries, 81 yards, and a score. And Graham Knowles, 2 for 8 and a touchdown. For Boswell, the quarterback Ty Renfro, 11 of 21 for 62 yards and 2 interceptions. 4 catches for Kyrell Robinson, 4 for DeAndre Lords. Colin Dixon, the running back, with 12 carries for 37 yards. Overall, just 23 yards on the ground, though, for Boswell. Let's talk a little bit about what Carroll's path could look like in the playoffs. We've talked a lot about already that they will play the winner of Friendship and Eastwood. That game going on right now in El Paso. And it is 35-33 Friendship, that game at halftime. So I don't know if there's been a stop in that game. Bill Webb has been watching it more closely than we have. And I think every team, each team has scored when they've touched the ball. So it could be the first to 60 wins in that one.
Punch for punch, and those teams are going at it. And pretty evenly matched teams. And, you kind of, when the brackets came out, Chris, we kind of targeted this game, and obviously it would be a second-round matchup. But this game, was going to be some fireworks for sure. The
games that would make up Carroll's third-round opponent include McKinney taking on Marcus tonight, and Highland Park meeting Arlington this evening. Right now, McKinney up on Marcus 31-10. That game also at halftime, and Highland Park leading Arlington 31-3. So it looks like it's going to be a McKinney-Highland Park matchup in round 2 down in that part of the bracket. Then you go a little bit further down in Region 1. Midland taking on Americas out of El Paso, Byron Nelson and Crowley, Coppell and Geyer, Bowie, David Bowie, and Dallas Jesuit. So that's kind of what the rest of this bracket shapes up like right now. The other 4-6A teams in action tonight, mentioned one in our part of the bracket, Byron Nelson and Crowley, and Bobcats lead that one 38-0 over in the Division I portion of the bracket. Timber Creek and Trinity tied at 21, while Keller trailing North Crowley 35-6. North Crowley, one of the best teams in the area, so a team out of 3-6A that you would expect to make a deep run into the playoffs.
Yeah, and we see it when we break down the brackets. You obviously next week, if the South was advanced next week, they play the winner of Highland Park and McKinney, and then after that would be formidably probably a Byron Nelson team in the 4th round.
Short kick across the 30 to the 35, fielded by Brock Boyd. All kickoffs tonight brought to you by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. So we saw Angelo Renda and the second team offense come on for the final drive of the first half, and that is who is on the field here to start quarter number 3. So Renda with a couple of running backs alongside. It is Jake Irwin and Christian Glenn in the backfield with Renda. But Carroll called for a false start. So that backs him up 5. Renda on the year, not including one carry at the end of the first half. He's rushed for 287 yards, 3 touchdowns as he gives to Glenn here on first down. Big hole across the 40 to midfield into Boswell territory. Finally brought down there at the Pioneers 35. So Christian Glenn, a big gain on his first touch of the night.
We've talked about Christian Glenn throughout the year, converted wide receiver to running back, provides that depth. Son of late Terry Glenn, just a dynamic player. I tell you what, he brings those wide receiver moves to the running back position. Getting behind this scrappy second-team offensive line that is senior-laden with as one sophomore at center. Just a really good group that plays so hard, and Coach Dodge has mentioned that quite a bit, that he's so proud of these guys when they get in.
Renda keeps it on the next play and goes into the red zone for the Dragons. So 2 big chunk plays on the ground for Carroll to open this drive.
And we've seen these kind of design runs, and this is the element that Angelo Renda brings to the ball game. He can do it with his legs, and he's very dynamic, and he can throw just as well. But he's got a lot of speed, and that's one thing Coach Dodge mentioned this week was, he can do it with his legs, and he's a talented kid.
I mentioned the rushing yards. He's also thrown for 536 yards and 8 touchdowns. Glenn goes in motion. They hand it to Irwin up the middle, running along the left hash all the way inside the 5.
Great. You love seeing the senior Jake Irwin getting behind, sophomore center Kerry Clayton and senior Xavier Gonzalez. He goes through there, barreling through that line, getting his yards, almost getting into the pay dirt. You just love seeing the second team just kind of move down the field at will as well. It's pretty amazing to see.
2 backs in there again for Renda. Glenn takes the handoff. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line, pick up a couple of yards on the play. Mentioned those passing numbers for Angelo. That's playing in situations where Dragons aren't throwing the ball a whole lot, and he's still managed to rack up some numbers.
He is. He's just, we've talked about him before and the talent he brings and what he's been able to do, not only on the youth level, but, the middle school level. He's a guy that people would drive to go watch and play at a very young age. So he's got a lot of skill and just a tremendous upside.
They bring blitz up the middle. Irwin going to be met at the line and driven back. First one in on the stop was Matthew Becker, the senior linebacker. We'll bring up 3rd down. Gonna put Glenn in the slot here. Not a place we've seen him line up a ton since they moved him to running back. 3rd down, let's see if they keep it on the ground or go to the air. They will hand it off to Irwin. He is going to be spun down inside the 5. Short gain.
Tackled by Jaden Langley. We talked about Langley a little bit from Boswell at the start of the game. Haven't mentioned him a lot tonight. A lot of reasons, just that Dragon Alliance done phenomenal. Dodge keeping the group in there here on this 4th down. You trust these guys.
Well, he is going to go for it here. You wouldn't be surprised to see Renda keep the ball in his hands. Everybody up on the box. Design quarterback run to the outside, and Renda is going to be bottled up in the backfield, trying to reverse things to the left inside the 10 and stopped inside the 5-yard line. So Carroll will turn it over on downs. Dante Reese on the stop. The first time the Dragons have touched the ball and not scored a touchdown tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he bobbled the snap just a little bit and got him out of sorts, and then trying to make something out of nothing. He was in hot pursuit. But ultimately, starting off the first half or second half, the second group coming in and marching it down inside the 10, getting Boswell pinned back here on inside the 5. Let's see if this Dragon second team defense can produce just like that first team.
First teamers for Boswell still out there as this one is completed along the line of scrimmage out to the left side across the 10-yard line for Boswell. Goes to Rooks, who's also this team's backup quarterback. We're playing a little receiver with Kyrell Robertson still having not re-entered the game after an apparent upper body injury in the first half. Feel like I'm using hockey terms. Upper body, lower body, that's it.
Yeah, are those hockey terms?
That's
okay.
hockey.
Okay.
They don't disclose a lot of detail on hockey injuries. As this one laid out for Lords, but it's overthrown. DeAndre Lords had a step, but Renfro overthrew him by a yard or two.
And this is a Boswell team tonight that, they've had some opportunities. You've got to execute. We talk about that a lot. You've got to execute against this Dragon defense when you have your opportunities. But, the second team here for the Dragon defense is doing an excellent job holding tight, put him in the third down situation.
Third and 3. Using play clock down to 4, down to 2. They finally get the snap away, hand it to Dixon. And he is hit at the 15, falls forward for an extra yard or two. That will pick up a first down. Jackson Mirza among the Dragons on the stop. I know you like it. Jake Lucky there, when you see the jerseys start to roll up, you say that means linemen are working hard.
You see the belly equals hard work is happening. I mentioned that last week, and you've got to love it. I mean, there's not much you can do. I love the big guys that don't try to push it over the belly. They just let it go.
One completed. Across the 20-yard line goes Rooks. Jaden Rooks, number 3 for Boswell. A little bit slow to get up, but
we say
staying on the field.
We say this is the second team defense, but a lot of these guys have played a lot all year. Not your traditional second unit. You have Lucky in there, Austin Davish, guys who have just been superb this year. You can name it. You see them there in the back end of the defense, and have done a stellar job. And they're obviously holding this Boswell offense at will now.
On second down, Dixon hit hard right at the line to gain. Marcus Browse, the first one to slow him down, but it will move the sticks. And it's a defense that in the secondary, I'd say we haven't seen as much mixing and matching, but on the defensive line and at the linebacker spot, we've seen a lot of these guys in the first half of games as well.
Yeah, we've mentioned these names, household names: Drew Davis, Austin Davis, Jake Lucky, Czech Sharippa. Guys who are just staples on that D-line the production level has been tremendous all year.
Renfro completes one along the Boswell sideline up to the 34. Elridge with the catch. Update on the Friendship Eastwood score. Friendship has gone up 42-33. Not sure if somebody got a stop or if Friendship just got the ball first in the third quarter. Remember, it's an Eastwood team that the Dragons beat 70-21 to open the season. On 2nd and 5, give it to Dixon. Picks up a few to the 35. And Boswell starting to kind of try to let the clock run down a little bit. Using a lot of play clock. Keeping the ball on the ground here in the third quarter.
And it's really something I thought they should have really done in the first half, is really to keep that Carroll offense off the field and slow them down. And take your time to play calls, get behind that running back, and let him make his plays, as we see right now.
Dixon with some room down the left sideline, being chased by a bunch of Dragon defenders, and finally run out of bounds deep into Dragon territory. They mark him out at the 27.
And you see Dixon here getting right behind his right guard and center. You have the 56 coming in and slipping. And Colin Dixon, this is why he's such a dynamic player. His feet never stop. And when he gets second level, it is tremendous speed and power.
38-yard pickup for the senior. 5'9", 170. Again, nearly 1,200 rushing yards in the regular season. This one complete out wide. Across the 25 goes Jaden Barbosa, number 81. Clock continues to run under 3 minutes. Mirza forced him out of bounds. Region 2 part of the bracket features a lot of the teams in the Metroplex on the eastern side of DFW. Regions 3 and 4 mostly Austin, Houston, San Antonio areas. And a timeout called before the snap. Boswell takes its first timeout. Well, Boswell takes its first timeout of the half, and we will take a short one with them. With 2:26 to go in the third quarter, it's Carroll 56, Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
This is Pastors John and Todd from White's Chapel in Southlake. White's Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place, from the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched. We're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Colin Dixon gets the ball on second down, picks up 3 more. It'll be 3rd and 3 for Boswell. And this is that time of the game where in second halves a few times this year we've said, yeah, just because the first team's not out there, the Dragon defense still wants to put a 0 up on the board.
Well, you take a lot of pride in it. You know, obviously, like you said last week, and I'll tell you, these guys, they want it just as much as anyone. And this second defense is a very, very good unit.
On 3rd and 3, give it to Dixon again. He has enough for the first down as he spins across the 15 down close to the 10. He is down at the 11.
You can
new set of downs.
You see the speed and balance of what Dixon can provide. You know, yes, there's a reason why he's going to a very talented team in Texas State next year. But I'll tell you what, I mean, he gets hit, his feet still move. And number one, that's an incredible gift a running back can have, and he does an excellent job at it.
Texas State team that beat who in week 1 of the season? Baylor. I'm a TCU guy, so anytime we can say somebody beat Baylor, I'm going to.
TCU who? Sorry.
Speaking of, Quinn Ewers will be taking on the Frogs tomorrow in Fort Worth.
Dragon Pride.
This one thrown for the end zone. Caught on the wrong foot was the intended target, Jaden Rooks, or Lords rather.
You talk about a Texas State team, you know, what a turnaround they've had in a year. You know, bowl eligible, I believe now, and G.J. Kinney, phenomenal coach. Really done an excellent job with that program from where it's been.
The final minute of the third quarter, 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Pioneers tighten this set. Dragon corners come with them. Renfro rolling out, heavy pressure, flings one up to the end zone. This one is going to be intercepted, picked off by the Dragons in the end zone. That is the 3rd interception of the day for Carroll.
What a great job. They have the pass rush there against Boswell, and we've seen this, you know, from Renfro tonight. Air throws, throwing off the back leg, you know, getting flushed out of the pocket, causing an interception. Again, great job by the Dragon unit. Bend, don't break mentality comes up with a big turnover.
So Carroll with the interception. Third of the night for the Dragons. Eric Garza had a pick 6 in the first half. Bridger Gents had an INT as well. And Angelo Renda, flanked by Glenn and Irwin, back out there for the last 47 seconds of the third. They hand it off, keep it on the ground to Glenn on first down. So Carroll does not have to run another play in this quarter with the game clock down to 25 seconds. And we'll see if they will. One more snap in the third. Renda keeps it himself across the 30, 35-40. He could go. Midfield to the 40. One man to beat. Tripped up at the 20 inside the 15 and finally stopped at the 5-yard line is Angelo Renda. A huge second down run for the sophomore quarterback. And Carroll will start the fourth with the ball at the Boswell 5.
And watch Renda here. He gets a great block by Jake Irwin, taken down Simon. This is what Renda can do. You know, barely tripped up here at the end. But what I'd love to see at the end here is watch the swarm of Dragons pushing their quarterback, getting some extra yards. I'll tell you, they're excited.
So Carroll with the ball at the 5 when we come back. It's 56-0. Start of the fourth quarter next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Angelo Renda, a 67-yard run to end the third quarter for the Dragons. And Carroll will start with the ball at the Boswell 5, the west side of the field, to begin the fourth quarter. Dragons up 56-0. Looking to head to the area round of the playoffs, which Carroll has gone at least 4 rounds deep in every year of the Riley Dodge era. The game that Dragon fans are paying attention to tonight features Eastwood out of El Paso and Friendship out of Woolworth. Friendship leads at 42-39. So that one has been tight throughout. First play of the fourth, Renda hands off to Irwin, or keeps it himself rather, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Renda with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. It is 62-0 Carroll.
And the fake out strikes once again for Chris Blake tonight. Great job by Angelo Renda, keeping the ball taken to the end zone. Again, can't say enough about Angelo Renda, what he brings to the game. I tell you what, if there's one thing for sure, these fakes for these Carroll Dragon quarterbacks this year are spot on. We're going to have to ask Dodge about how much they work on that, because it fools all of us up here every single time.
I think it's been at least a month. I think I've had a solid month. Prior to that, can't say anything. But Clark Lemmerman on for the Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point, splits the uprights to make it 63-0 Dragons with 11:57 to go in the fourth quarter on the Dragon Sports Network.
Just as every pass, tackle, and touchdown is crucial on the football field, every investment decision you make can change the game of your financial future. Hey, Ty Lassiter here with Key City Capital, Carroll's MVP of investments, connecting your capital to wealth. Just like in football, strategy is everything, and our team at Key City Capital is here to help you make the right plays. So partner with us and don't worry about tenants and toilets. That's our job. Whether you're a rookie or a seasoned pro, our tailored game plan ensures maximum returns on your investments with the tax benefits of owning real estate. We've been in the game for 20 plus years. Trust us to be your quarterback to your investments, ensuring safety, growth, and a strong financial portfolio. Every great team needs strategy, discipline, and expert guidance. With Key City Capital, you're not just investing, you're joining a championship team. So give us a call at 817-912-1569 or visit us at keycitycapital.com, KEYCITYCAPITAL.com, and secure your financial.
Angelo Renda, the rushing touchdown to cap off scoring drive for the Dragons. The big play, a 67-yard Renda rush. That was the last play of the third quarter and brought Carroll down to the 5. Kyle Lemmerman to kick it away, presented by Macero. And this one will be a touchback. If you're looking to buy or sell your Southlake home, want to tell you about Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. Kim is recognized as the best of the best in Southlake by industry professionals and clients alike. She's a mom of 2 Dragons and a 20-plus year Southlake resident who serves the community and will seamlessly handle all your real estate needs. Contact her at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, where style meets results. Proud agent for Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. So Dragons trying to get the final 11:57 put away and move on to round 2. Last year, Carroll went 4 rounds deep, knocking off Crowley in round 1, Friendship round 2, McKinney round 3 before falling to Geyer in the 4th round. As they hand the ball off up the middle to the 27-yard line.
A little alumni update, Chris. We talked a little bit about Quinn Ewers getting back from injury and playing TCU tomorrow. We just had an update that alumni RJ Maryland SMU just scored a go-ahead touchdown to get the Ponies ahead of the Eagles of UNT, 14-7 right now.
That game being played a little bit later in the year. It's usually an early season September matchup. Doing it in November this year. Fumbled the handoff, and Renfro picks it up and just falls on it. 3rd down upcoming. Another score from the 6A Division II Region 1 part of the bracket. Coppell up on Geyer right now, 28-7. It's a Coppell team that has been really good this year. 9-0. Remember, the night that we were in Cedar Hill, week 3, there were a handful of games that were canceled. Some went final, so some teams only have 9 games on the ledger, but unbeaten in the regular season. Saw a note in the Dallas Morning News today. Of those 9 wins, 6 were against teams that are in the playoffs.
Coppell's a team that's been relatively silent. You didn't hear much of them, but they've done a tremendous job this year, as you can see.
Boswell, first charge timeout of the second half.
Boswell uses its 2nd timeout of the second half with 10:28 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll take a short one with them. Carroll up 63-0 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney Chris Baker on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
Boswell uses its 2nd timeout. Dragons by 63. 10:28 to go, quarter number 4. Mentioned that Coppell-Geyer game right before the break. The winner of that one will play the winner of Bowie and Dallas Jesuit. But those two teams will not factor into a matchup with the Dragons until the regional final. That's the very bottom portion of this bracket. As on third down, Colin Dixon gets the handoff, plows up to the 30. It'll be fourth down coming up.
And that's the bottom bracket where you probably expect Coppell to meet a DeSoto team at some point, the way Coppell's been playing, if I'm correct, Chris.
It looks like they would play potentially Byron Nelson in round 3.
Okay.
And the winner of that one would be in the regional final. Carroll's round 2 matchup, as we've talked about a lot, would be Eastwood or Friendship. The teams that could be potential opponents in round 3 as Renfro punts this one away. Boyd lets it hit and it will roll to a stop, but you got McKinney and Marcus tonight, as well as Highland Park and Arlington. And we told you those scores at halftime. McKinney and Highland Park both well in control of those ball games, so it looks like it will be McKinney and Highland Park in round 2. McKinney started the year 6-0. It's one of the best teams in the area at the start of the season, but the way that district was scheduled, it was heavily backloaded. McKinney, Prosper, Allen, all matching up over the final few weeks of the season. Of course, all those playoff teams. Allen, a 1-point win over Louisville last night on the Division I side.
It's a very good district. It's one of the more tougher districts in the area. A lot of talent spread out those teams, and the McKinney team that's very, very talented.
Irwin gets the handoff on first down. Carter Lind into the game at quarterback for the Dragons now, 6'5", 190-pound junior.
And we talked a little bit about Carter Lind this year. Big guy, big strong arm, can make the throws. He's done an excellent job this year as he's come in.
And Bill Webb letting us know that there's a chance that Allen Eagles team, neutral site for their second round game, could be here at Dragon Stadium. So Irwin, big surge up the middle across the 45, close to midfield. They mark him down at the 49 on the Dragon side of the stripe. We tick to 8.5 minutes in the fourth.
Great job. We've seen Jake Owen come in, and he gets right behind, left guard Spencer Gillette. Great run. Again, hard runner. The senior does a great job. If that does happen, if Allen does play here, that'd be great. A great day for Chase Hargis, the defensive coordinator for Allen, former Dragon himself, played in this stadium, was part of the state championship team as well.
Another first down. Lind across the 50, and not much more. If you're just a Texas high school football fan in the area, good opportunity to come watch a second game that weekend. We're assuming your first game that you're watching is Carroll, but they don't overlap. An opportunity to sneak in an extra playoff game. The 2nd and 7, 7.5 minutes to go in this one. It was 56-0 Dragons at halftime. Scored one second half touchdown here as Irwin gets the carry again. Spun down across the 40.
Dick Orange got that Mike Allstott look as he goes through the line, running with authority. He's done that all game tonight. He's done a tremendous job coming in. You love, again, we say this a lot, we love seeing these units come in and march the ball down the field. Also the defense, bend, don't break, still putting a goose egg on the board.
I think he's missing some of the bigger shoulder pads to get the Mike Allstott look.
He's running like him, though, I'll tell you that.
Give it to Irwin again. Across the 35, cut down there. They will say he stayed in bounds. Renda will come back into the game for this second down play. Second and 7, under 6 to go. Handoff to running back wearing number 20. Up to the 31. Luke Bussman in the backfield at running back for the Dragons.
That's the first we've seen all year, Chris. Luke in the backfield.
First touch he's had all year on the offensive side. We've seen him come in on the defensive side a couple of times. Now he is off the turf. Just Irwin alongside Renda now. Angelo takes the direct snap, runs up the middle across the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Angelo Renda. His second rushing touchdown of the quarter. And it is 69-0 Carroll.
You love seeing this, and you see Angelo Renda. I mean, designed run, cut back, finds the hole, makes a great read, has number 5 out there as a decoy. And I tell you what, Angelo Renda with the ball in his hand is electrifying.
So Clark Lemmerman for this extra point out of the hold of his older brother Kyle. The Tommy Pennington Realty Group extra point is up and through with 4:59 to go in quarter number 4. It's Carroll's 70 and Boswell nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
I'm Mike Mills, owner and managing partner of Mills Wealth Advisors. The Dragons are executing a game plan tonight developed by coaches they trust. At Mills Wealth Advisors, our team of certified financial planning professionals are wealth coaches, helping our clients develop a game plan to meet their goals and then coaching them through life's financial ups and downs. We integrate both offensive and defensive strategies to make sure your Dragon family has the resources it needs to succeed. Give us a call or see us online at millswealthadvisors.com. Go Dragons!
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
The Massaro kickoff is another touchback off the foot of Kyle Lemmerman. Carroll up 70-0 with 4:59 to go in the fourth quarter. The most points the Dragons scored in the regular season was 70. They did that a couple of times. Week 1 against Eastwood, 70-21. And then 4 weeks ago against Keller Central, a 70-7 win for the Dragons. We'll see if they even get the ball back, though. Last time Boswell had the ball, Pioneers seemed content to let the clock run as well. So the first teamers in there, Renfro at quarterback, Dixon at running back. And they give it to Dixon on first down across the 30, 35-40. And the seniors had a solid second half for the Pioneers.
And it's something, again, I mentioned it before. I really thought that Boswell should have done something like this in the first half to just slow it down a little bit and really utilize that running game. They've done it in the second half and done a good job.
Renfro hands to Dixon again. This time stopped for just about no gain right at the line. Some of the other notable games in 6A here in round one. Bunch of games last night as well. Mentioned Allen, a 1-point win over Louisville, 18-17, a tight one there. Also last night, Arlington Martin advanced with a 42-16 win over Berkner. By the way, Friendship now up 49-39 on Eastwood as that game gets into its latter stages. This one complete in the flat to Lords across the 45. Stop shy of the 50. 6A games in action right now. Talked about Jesuit and Bowie at the bottom of the Region 1 D2 bracket. And Jesuit has a 10-0 lead in that one. Geyer has scored one more touchdown, but still trails 28-14 to Coppell. DeSoto all over Parker Heights out of Killeen, 50-3 that one. Duncanville up 56-7 on Hutto. That one in the fourth quarter. The ball comes out here on the carry, and it looks like the Dragons may have it, and they do. Dixon coughs it up. Carroll falls on it. Dragons maybe a chance here to set a season high in points.
Just a heads-up play by Hogan Bryan, number 42, getting on the ball. You know, again, Colin Dixon's he's done everything he could this game for Boswell and come up the fumble. But again, this Dragon defense, you know, just pitching another shutout and doing a tremendous job, getting the opportunity for this Dragon offense. And Chris, you never like to see this. This is, you know, playoffs are your win or go home, and you don't like to see this for a Boswell team. You know, they've, like we said at the very beginning, done so well, you know, winning those last 3 games of the season to get into the playoffs.
Looked like Mason Thornton may have forced it. Hogan Bryan recovered it. So Irwin makes the carry here. Timber Creek still trails Trinity, or now does trail Trinity rather. Trojans got one right before halftime, 28-21 there. McKinney looks ready to advance over Marcus.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 24, White. That'll be 15 yards added to the end of the run, first down. This is number 24's first unsportsmanlike toward a disqualification.
That is Jeremiah Pierre, the senior quarterback. McKinney up 45-17. North Crowley leading Keller 42-6. Byron Nelson up on Crowley 45-7. No, the penalty moves the ball up to the 35 of Boswell with 2:27 to go in the fourth quarter. Lind hands to Busman up the middle, shy of the 25. They'll mark him down at the 27.
Again, second time we've seen Busman get carries in the first game all year. The same in the backfield, doing a good job on the zone runs. A little slippery on contact and getting in there and getting in the hole and picking up 8 yards.
Under a couple minutes to go, and Friendship with a 10-point lead late against Eastwood. So if that holds, it could be the same second-round opponent for the Dragons as they faced a year ago, as Busman gets it again right back to the line of scrimmage. Last year, the Dragons won that game 69-14. The deepest playoff run by a Carroll team under Riley Dodge was in 2020. They played in the state championship game against Westlake.
The Dodge Bowl.
Yep. Todd Dodge that year was still the head coach at Westlake at that point. Lind keeps it himself this time. make sure he stays in bounds to the 25, and that'll be the last play of the game.
Well, impressive effort tonight, Chris. It's been a tremendous first-round game, and congratulations on your first playoff victory.
I think it's the blonde wigs that we took a picture in pregame. That helped.
Well, they were, and I understand that your wife is very happy and wants that look to remain.
Yes, I think she would. I think she wouldn't mind if I just bleached it permanently, left it that way.
Well, we have next week.
Although I hear it's not the most comfortable process, judging by your beard.
It does burn.
Well, the Dragons come away with a 70-0 win in the bi-district round over Boswell. Carroll moves on to round 2, as it has every year under Riley Dodge. So 70-0, the final score from Dragon Stadium. Our post-game show starts next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Southlake. Carroll Dragons' biggest fan here, Tommy Pennington. The Carroll Dragons are consistent winners on the field, and so too is Tommy Pennington Realty Group. We're one of the biggest Dragon supporters year in and year out, and we certainly know what it means to protect the tradition. Every person in our company understands the value of integrity and strong work ethic. Sound familiar? Just like the Dragons, we're committed to you. So remember, when it comes time to buy or sell a new home, my Dragons would tell you,
call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
Hi, Dragon fans. Mike Mills here. Imagine you're sitting in traffic on Friday afternoon, just trying to make it to the Dragon kickoff. You change lanes to get ahead, only to find the lane you left speeds up right where you left off. Sometimes in investing is a lot like changing lanes in traffic. A new investment will look really good for a short while, but by the time you get on board, it loses its steam, and the best thing you could have done was just stick with your original plan. For over 25 years, we've been helping Dragon families achieve their financial goals. We can help you as well. Check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com. Go Dragons.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building, attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Where do Dragons go for sports equipment, footwear, branded gear, and much more? Not Just Soccer is Southlake's only full-service sporting goods dealer and offers an old-school shopping experience with quality products and service. From helmets to cleats and much more, Not Just Soccer carries products for football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, and other sports, and are proud supporters of Dragon Youth football and baseball. Our store is in the heart of Southlake at Byron Nelson in 1709. Stop by soon and see our great selection. That's Not Just Soccer in Southlake.
The alma mater just completed at Dragon Stadium after a 70-0 Carroll first-round win over Boswell. The Dragons moving on to the second round. The opponent they will play still to be determined, as that game is being played in El Paso, Eastwood, and Friendship. Friendship right now with a 10-point lead midway through the third quarter, as you get a look at Riley Dodge talking to his team. And Robert, what is that feeling like for maybe a first-time varsity team member getting that first playoff win?
Yeah, absolutely. First thing I want to say is tremendous sportsmanship by the Boswell program. They had turned around and watched the Carroll fight song and paid respect to Carroll, which, it's hard to do in a playoff loss. But to answer your question, Chris, it's exciting. It's fun. This is what, fall camp has been all about, or summer camp, the spring workouts, everything since last year, since the loss of Geyer. You look for these moments to get that first, playoff win underneath your belt. For these young guys, how awesome is it to be part of it and be on the sidelines, and especially in your home stadium? It's pretty good, Chris.
A lot of these first-round games played at home sites. After that, we go to neutral sites for the most part, and games will still be on Fridays for maybe another week or two, but move to Saturdays the later you get into the playoffs, especially post-Thanksgiving. So lots of blonde hair, black pants. That is the tradition here in Southlake during the playoffs, as we give Brandy a chance to tally up the final stats. We know it was a big day offensively for Carroll, but from a points perspective, but from the yardage standpoint, we've seen this a couple of times this year. The Dragons didn't have to rack up that many yards because they were given a short field so many times.
Yeah, they got really good field positions. They got turnovers and timely manners on the field, and they capitalize on them. It's like you said, it's not a huge stat night other than the score. It's just because you've gotten great field position, and they're capitalized on it. It doesn't happen a lot. It's a great job what the Dragons did, and what a first-round win.
And don't have to go too far when you get the ball at the opponent's or at your own 45 or closer just about every time you touch the football. So we'll come back, take a quick break, come back with the final stats, and let you know what the second round playoff matchup could be for the Dragons. Actually, check that. We're going to read the stats right now. Brandy, there's clouds of smoke coming up from the pen and paper to my right.
She's been hustling.
Yeah. Well, I'm retracting everything I just said. Carroll gained 610 yards of offense tonight. So a big night yardage-wise as well, to just 201 for Boswell. The first half yardage numbers, when the Dragons were putting up most of those points, it was a lot, but it didn't necessarily align with what you might have thought the final total would be. So for Graham Knowles tonight, 9 of 14, 239 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, 2 of those went to Clayton Wayland. He had 5 grabs for 135 yards, 1 to Brock Boyd, who had 3 catches for 64 yards, and 1 catch for Riley Wormley out of the backfield that went for 40 yards. But most of the damage for the Dragons came on the ground. Carroll racks up 371 rushing yards, 4 carries for 36 yards, and a touchdown for Davis Penn. 9 for 81, 2 scores for Riley Wormley. Knowles had 2 for 8 and a touchdown. Renda, 10 for 141 and 2 touchdowns. He played like one quarter. He played mostly the third, and Carter Lind came on for most of the fourth. So Christian Glenn, 3 for 42. Jake Irwin, 8 for 47. Lind, 2 for 5. And Busman, 3 for 11. So the carries, Robert, were spread out amongst a bunch of Dragons, everybody coming up big in the ground game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, it starts up front, and they come out with a pit bull mentality and getting after the D-line. Tremendous job. And you can't say enough about Angel Ronan getting in there. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands, and he makes things happen, and it's just fun to watch.
Carroll defense also coming away with 3 interceptions tonight of Ty Renfro, including a pick 6 by Eric Garza. Garza's 3rd interception of the season and 2nd touchdown. As you see, head coach Riley Dodge enjoying the playoff win, but we know it'll be right back to work tomorrow for this coaching staff to get ready for round 2. We will get you ready for round 2 in just a moment after a 70-0 Carroll win over Boswell on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney Chris Baker on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Dragon players and their families celebrating a first-round by-district win over Boswell, 70-0, the final score. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton with you as we continue on our post-game show. The broadcast in whole presented by Whitechapel Methodist Church. And Robert, the round 2 opponent for the Dragons still to be determined, but it will be the winner of Friendship and Eastwood. Friendship out of Woolworth, Eastwood out of El Paso right now. Friendship has a 49-39 lead. That one is late in the third quarter. Based on what we've been able to find on Twitter, there have been a couple of delays in that one that account for that game being further behind schedule than a lot of the other games in the area. So we do know if Friendship holds on to this 10-point lead and wins, that game will be played Thursday night in Abilene at Abilene Christian University at 6:30. If it is Eastwood, there's a lot up in the air. The game could be in several West Texas cities: Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, and the day of the week is also to be determined. So if Friendship holds on, we know what our plan is for next week. If it's Eastwood, there's a lot to be determined.
Yeah, two teams that we're familiar with. You know, we've played Eastwood in the beginning of the year. We played Friendship last year, obviously a different team, but you're still familiar with the schemes and the system and things like that. And so, you know, keep an eye out on that. Either way, we're making a field trip to West Texas, Chris.
Somewhere to West Texas. Abilene would be a little bit closer than some of those other cities. But either way, we will be there, and we will have the game for you here on the Dragon Sports Network. Whether video, audio, we will be on the air one way or the other. So, once again, the final score tonight from Dragon Stadium, Carroll over Boswell, 70-0. Dragons win the by-district round, advance to the area round, as they have every year under Riley Dodge. So for our director, Tim Polster, producer Bill Webb, statistician Brandy Davidson, and for Robert Clayton, Chris Blake saying goodnight from Southlake, where the Dragons win 70-0. We'll talk to you next week on the Dragon Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Whitechapel Methodist Church, Tommy Pennington Real Estate, Feed Store Barbecue, Macero, Hearst Mitsubishi, Patriot Mobile, Mills Wealth Management, Godwin Bowman PC, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, Complete Care, Fidelity Title, the Baker Firm, Not Just Soccer, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Key City Capital, AC Pros, Kim Bedwell, Briggs Freeman Sotheby's, and Precision Eagle Pools and Remodeling. Thanks for joining us on the Dragon Sports Network.